Hello and welcome to Bosch Professional Live. I'm Danny.
I'm Chris, and joining us for this very special episode of Bosch Professional Live UK, we're bringing an old favourite. We've got Ella on Q&A.
Hi guys, it's good to be back. I already see some familiar faces in the chat. Hi PF, hi Marcus, and hi Radine. Like usual, as it's a live stream, if you have questions, pop them in the chat and I'll throw them at Chris and Dan throughout.
It's good to have her back, eh?
It is, yes.
All right, so we've already described that this is going to be a special live stream.
It certainly is.
Now, I guess we hinted last time. The last live stream we did was part 1 of our new products coming out in what we call T3. So that's the last 4 months of the year.
Yeah.
And originally, we had almost 44 products that we were trying to squeeze into that live stream, and we failed miserably.
We knew we would. It was inevitable.
Well, we knew. So I think we got through about 24, 26. A lot of the products you're going to see today, I know that you guys have been asking for. We already know that people have been banging on the door going, what about these batteries? These things that we've been hinting about. Yes, that's right.
Officially, now they exist.
Yes, they now exist. And in this live stream, we are going to talk about those because our new expert batteries and chargers are already launched in the UK. Now, depending on where you can find them, of course, but they are available to purchase this part of the year. Now, what else have we got? Well, we've also got a number of products as well. So we want to actually cover some of the products that we didn't cover yet, because some of those are outstanding, actually. Then we're going to have a look at the new expert batteries and chargers. Yep. And then maybe, well, not maybe.
No, we are.
That's right.
In fact, we have special permission to do so. We're going to show you some upcoming tools from next year, funnily enough.
We can call it what it is.
We're
going to show you some of the new expert professional power tools.
Exactly.
And
exciting.
Yes, exactly.
Things that you've been waiting for
that's
quite
right.
some
That's
time.
right. And also, we're also going to show you some of the new expert measuring tools, and probably, very importantly, for many of the people out there, let's see, anyone shout about it? Well, I'm sure you will. There's something behind Ella. Let's cut to Ella's camera very quickly. Is there something in the background? There might be something there as well. So, providing we can get through this live stream in good time, we're also going to give you a sneak peek on the Bosch Contractor system, the L-BOXX Contractor. So this is going to be a great live stream.
It is.
This is something you guys have been asking for a long, long time. It's obviously important to note that many of the products we are going to be showing you are not going to be launched this year. So this is a super sneak peek.
It's a really early sneak peek, really.
Yeah.
I mean, this is unheard of with what we've been doing for the past few years.
That's right, yes. And importantly, we've always made this promise to you. We've been trying our hardest to make sure that all our lovely fans out there will get at least our best attempt to make sure that you will see these products in the flesh for the first time. Now, I was very fortunate with a number of my colleagues and trainer colleagues to go over to Germany last week for our Bosch Professional Pro experience, and there was a lot of really great products out there, and that was the main event. We had to wait for that event before we could do this live stream. So thank you very much for joining part 2. Should we get into it, Dan?
Yeah.
All right,
Certainly
okay.
Getting more than part 2.
Oh, yes, this is more than just part 2. So who's in the chat? We got, yep, PF Cutters, yes, L-BOXX Contractor, of course. Detect, someone knows, Maximilian already knows about the new expert Detects as well. So remember, we're not going to go into a lot of detail. We're just going to give you a nice little teaser, and then, wow, next year's going to be a good one.
Yes.
So we already discussed, we had a lot of products in part 1. We're going to cover the last few. There's a few products in this remainder of the year, a few little machines, especially like the little nailers, and the stapler I think is really worth looking
Little
at.
brad nailers.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Staplers, yeah.
And maybe a couple of other little ones. Yeah. 12 volt.
Nice 12 volt.
Exactly, because you're always asking, where's the 12 volt? Well, we've got a few more 12 volts we'd like to show you. So Dan, I've got them. I'll grab it. I'll grab the first one. Or I'll grab the first 2.
So this first one that Chris is going to bring over is the GTH 18V-14.
14. Okay, so what have we got here? We have got a tacker Holtz.
Tacker Holtz, yes. So basically, this is a nailer.
Well,
oh no, it's not. It's a stapler. Sorry.
Yeah. So a tacker Holtz. So obviously, it's a professional stapler. This is obviously for people working in, I don't know, if you're doing finished carpentry, or if you're working as maybe a roofer or a rough carpenter. The difference here with a stapler as opposed to a nailer or a pin nailer.
Much more holding power.
Exactly.
When it comes to that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, with this being a, I think it's medium crown stapler, this one. Then yeah, you're getting a lot of holding power there with a very small gauge staple, which means you've got minimum damage to the material you're holding, but maximum holding power.
That's right, yes. Now, it's a lot of information that we always put on the side of the machine there, so hopefully you can see that on the close-up. Or let's start for the day. Let's see if the close-up overhead camera is going to work. Let's cut to the overhead. Let's see what we got. Can we? Yes. Okay, so you can see here, we put all the information you need to know here. So this is a 6 to 14 millimeter. That's where you get the maximum length of the staple, or the legs, at 14 millimeter, and it's a 10.6 crown staple. So you can see here, flat crown stapler. It is a brushless machine, so you've got extra efficiency, so you get plenty of runtime out of it. We just popped on Procore 4 amp hour battery on the bottom there.
I would imagine you're going to get a couple of days worth of work out of that, if not more. Very low power usage machine. Procore 4 is absolutely perfect for this.
Yes. Yes, thank you. Perfect. The machine also features sequential, and we've got a contact actuation, which is
contact actuation I quite like. So if you were, for instance, pinning on the rear sheet at the back of a, say, flat pack furniture type situation, so a backboard, you can actually pull the trigger. You can push the machine down, slide it, and pull the trigger each time you want to insert a staple, so you're not lifting it up and dropping it down again. This might not seem like a big deal. However, if you're doing very long runs of staples, it's got.
That's right, yeah. Because this is the first of this type of machine in our range. This is not a feature we've had before. No. You'd always have to reset the nose before it'll fire another nail.
Exactly.
Or in this case, a staple. Okay, well, again, we don't want to spend too long on it. We've covered the main information you need to know about it. There's a few simple features. Obviously, the fact that it has a very fine depth adjustment on the front here. Nice big wheel on the front, not too much to explain. Okay, let me pop the battery off, and you can see staple loading is simply done by the front there.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you'd expect. Very, very simple to operate. Super low recoil on this as well.
Yes, that's very important.
So yeah, this is an all day long product. It's not going to cause you any problems in vibration, or you're not really going to feel it in your lower arms.
Yeah, that's a good point what Dan's pointing out, because we've changed the internal. Well, this is a completely new machine for us, so we've taken the opportunity, or the good old Bosch boffins there, have minimised the recoil due to its own unique kind of recoil mitigation system.
Yes.
So that's what Dan is explaining. So
no doubt there's some clever counterweight systems in there, but yeah, I haven't got a chance to take one apart yet.
Not yet. We've only got these two. So I told Dan he can't take it apart
have a look
just yet. But I'm sure that's going to change in the next couple of weeks when we get our replacements.
Yes.
Now, when it comes to the actual staples themselves, it can be type 57, for example. But again, as long as you're getting staples that meet the minimum requirement of that 10.6 millimeter crown, and only a maximum of 14, so 6 to 14 millimeters, then obviously you can put whatever staples you need into those.
Yeah. We do quite a varied range of length of staples anyway, from I think it's about 6 mil all the way up to that 14 mil. So.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So there'll be plenty of options out there when they become available.
Yeah.
So the product's out already, and I believe there are staples out there in the market that will fit this, so it's not a problem. I think these are part of our Bosch line.
Yes.
So they're not going to be galvanized, they're not going to be stainless or anything like that. They're not for this type of application.
They certainly won't be super expensive.
No, exactly. So we could move to the next machine. However, I can see that Ella's already got some questions. So should we pop over to Ella and see what she's got for us?
We have a lot of questions coming in. The first question is from PF Cutters, and he's asked, is this machine nitrogen boosted? The tacker holts and pin number.
Understood. Well, not these ones. No. Because you could say we obviously have other tacker holts, which are bigger, and those are flywheel driven.
Yep.
And these are sprung. So these are
they're mechanically sprung.
Yeah, not gas.
Not gas sprung. However, maybe later on in the live stream we might talk about something that is gas sprung.
Yes.
But not for these, no.
Not needed. You reserve that when you really need a lot of power.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. So maintenance is very straightforward. There's very little maintenance. We haven't checked exactly how long the maintenance schedule should be on this, but it's going to be a lot less frequent compared to the bigger stuff.
Very much so. Yeah.
We're not talking about a lot of these are precision tools and don't require a lot of maintenance.
No.
Cool. Any more, Ella?
We've had a lot of questions come in about the batteries, but I might save those for later.
Yes.
Bob Law has said, hi team, looking forward to the new 12-volt products.
Love it, good to see you, Bob. I really have to give you a phone back. I know you've left the message, but I'll give you a call.
Yeah, and I've got a parcel to post, so I better do that today as well. So Bob, you've come to see 12-volt. Oh, Bob, you've joined the right live stream if you want to see some 12-volt, but more importantly, you want to see the 18-volt stuff. Oh, you're going to be in for us. Oh, you're going to enjoy this, Bob.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get this for... Well, let's see how long this live stream can go on for.
Yeah.
Okay, Ella, any more questions?
And last question for now. Marcus has asked, is anyone heading down to Screwfix Live this Friday?
Well, so now this is an interesting point. We've managed to get a hardcore crew here today because you're right. Many of us are already over at setting up for our Screwfix event. It's going to be over in Farnborough.
Yep.
And that's going to be from Thursday if you're a VIP, but basically it's going to be your Friday to Sunday. So that's where Dan and I are actually going to be, and quite a lot of the crew here are also going to be there. So if you want to meet us, if you want to interrogate us about some of the products that we're talking about
Some
today.
of these products may be there as well.
That's right.
Some of the ones we're talking about later will be there.
That's right.
So yeah, come by and have a chat.
That's right. So we're going to finish this live stream as soon as we can, and then we're going to drive down to Farnborough and get all set up for the week. So hopefully see some of you guys there. Okay, so Danny, we've done the tacker holds. Now let's look at the equally
The Nagler holds.
The Nagler
This
holds,
is the one I thought that you were going to get first.
Yes.
So this is the GNH 18V-35.
Okay. Well,
Very similar looking machine. However, this is the NAILER version.
That's
So
right.
Not a staple in this one. This is a nail, and specifically a headless nail,
Yeah, pin nailer.
pin nailer.
Not what it says on the screen, but don't worry. We've already it's easily done. So what we got here is 35 millimeters. Okay, so that's the maximum length of these pin nails. It is it says on the front that it is a 23 gauge, so 0.6 millimeter pin nailer.
I'm going to check if we've got actually pins in here.
Should do.
Oh, we do.
And I put them in the right way.
Yes, there is an arrow on the pins. I can't get them out. Oh, there you go.
Okay, so the machine will accept a wide range of pins. It's from 15, 19, 25, 30, and I think 35 millimeters. Obviously, I don't know if those are 35, I think those are 30s.
Yeah.
But they're 0 degrees, so they're straight into the magazine. And this machine also features that single and also a full sequential, so very similar to the tacker holds in operation.
If we can get the overhead for a second, if I can, in any moment. There you go. There's my hand. There you go. So there are no heads on them at all. Little little brad nails, and you can see just there it's got an arrow on them. Obviously that makes sure you put the sharp end to where the sharp end needs to be. So really quite very fine nails there. Very enough fine.
So again, we're not going to necessarily teach you guys what these tools are for, but for those who are not familiar with what you would want something like a pin nailer, essentially it's where you would like to have to fit 2 pieces of wood together, for example, and you want to have as minimal afterwork as possible. And to be honest, very little. You probably don't have to do much at all with them because they're so thin gauge.
I've used this a couple of times already in the workshop. I pinched it out of the of our newsstand that we have in the other room, and I've used it for tacking timber together, which I've glued.
Yep, exactly.
Just simply instead of using a clamp, just pop a little brad in there to hold it.
Yeah, so. But you know, and if you're doing skirting boards, for example, you're barely going to see them, and that's what you'd want. So you are obviously like when we did the nailer special. There's always a trade-off, so you will be sacrificing holding power, but you're basically getting a less visible nail.
Yes.
And then in this case, we were tempted to do a demonstration, but we're going to save that for something a little bit more impressive.
Yes.
But essentially, low recoil, just like the tacker holds, very, very thin nails, and again, virtually invisible.
Yeah.
So,
and similar to the other machine, you've got a fine adjustment on the front there as well. So everything you'd expect to find on a regular nailer, just a little bit smaller.
Now, the only thing I need to make a note is that this machine currently is only compatible with Bosch pins. So
23 gauge, I believe.
That's right, yes. So make sure that you buy the Bosch Pro pin nails for this machine. At the moment, we can't guarantee whether or not it will work with third-party pin nails at the moment. Or at least that's the advice that we've been given from the engineers at this stage. But don't worry, because again, we have a wide range of different nails. They come in packs of 1,000, and they go from, as I said, 15, 19, 25, 35, and, sorry, missed 30 millimeter and 35 millimeters. They are galvanized as well.
Yes.
So plenty of options for you out there.
So even perfect for using outside as well if you're maybe doing trellis or something.
That's right, yes. Okay, so Bob, to the first machine that might interest you. I think we can move on. I don't think we've got too many questions, Ella, about any of the pin nailers as well. Are we happy to move on?
Happy to move on.
Yes, okay, right. So I think, Dan, you might have some of the 12 volts on your side.
I do.
I'll put these back.
So here, actually fitted with some M480 sanding net, I have the GEX 12V-150-3. So, random orbital sander. We've already showed you the 18-volt version of this, which is the GEX 18V-150-3. 3mm orbit. However, this is in the 12-volt platform now, which is remarkable because you're getting the same amount of power to the motor, just a reduction in runtime. And it's such a lightweight machine. So if you're struggling at all with an 18-volt version being a little bit too heavy, I have found it a little bit too heavy in the past when I put a larger battery on it.
Sure.
Something like this with a double layer battery, like a 6 amp or a 4 amp, lovely little lightweight machine that can do everything that the 18 can.
That's right, and that's the important thing that Dan pointed out there, that the performance is the same. You're just getting reduced runtime because you're running on a 12 volt instead of an 18 volt battery.
You couple that with our new 8 amp hour dual 18 volt, 12 volt battery, you got probably one of the fastest chargers out there with a machine that offers the same amount of power. So
That's right.
Nice little package to have there.
It's the same concept as we have with the GEX 12V-125, because we obviously had the 18 volt of the GEX 125 and obviously the 12 volt. It's the same logic here. And what we're doing is making sure that if you are already running the 12 volt battery platform, then we wanted to make sure that if you wanted to get a good high performance sander, you didn't have to go up to an 18 volt platform if that's not what you want. Because again, we make the point, and as I think Bob will probably confirm, the 12 volt is often all you need.
Yeah.
There's a lot of trades out there where you don't need the raw power of an 18 volt machine. And there's lots of guys, maybe if you're working in facilities or you're doing in council housing, for example, you don't want to have to carry bigger and heavier tools, especially when you just don't need that performance.
If you're rubbing back paint, for instance, on a skirting board or architraving or any such material like that, you're not going to need a massive amount of work done, or you're doing repair work especially. You don't need to cover a large area. Something like this is perfect.
And again, because it's a sander, we made sure that the ergonomics, just like the 18 volt, are really comfortable and the vibrations are nice and low. We've tried to keep it as low as possible. We're getting about 3.1 meters per second squared out of this.
Yes.
So it's almost a whole day without any problems. I mean,
much, yeah.
It's virtually a whole day. It is a working day.
Yeah, with breaks, I think a whole day.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's got the same features, same speed settings, and same battery level indicator that the 18 volt version has. Even got the same bumper on the front here that the 18 volt version has, and it's also available with the 3 different pads, the soft, medium, and hard pads that you can fit to the 18 as well. So it literally has got all of the features and benefits of the 18 volt version, just running on the 12 volt.
Yeah. I mean, I was just going to switch it on very quickly.
So you do this in one. Oh,
that was good enough for me.
it was close enough.
Yeah, and as you saw me cycling through the different speed settings. So that will take you from the lowest of 5,000 RPM. Yes, and all the way up to the maximum of 9,500. If I press the button very quickly, actually no, I won't do it on this one. If I left it on, it would change to green, and then you would have a battery indication. I think it cycles to, oh, there it is. There, now it goes there. So you can see that battery's just lost 1 bar, or it has been fully charged. So you've got, it's constantly giving you a reminder on the amount of battery left in the machine as you're working. So you don't have to constantly press it. It will change from the speed setting, the white LEDs, to the battery indicator in green as you're working. So you've always got perfect visibility on your speed settings and your run time left, your battery capacity.
Lightweight, comfortable, easy to control.
While we're here, it's also important to note that obviously the machine features a simple friction push fit for your Bosch dust extractor, your GAS, but I actually quite like the fabric bag. It is actually very efficient, and I want to remind people, or bring the comment back to the fact that when we came out with this new design of dust bag, I think we were both genuinely surprised with how effective it was. Obviously, dust bags are not going to be as efficient as using a dedicated dust extractor, but if it's all you've got, or you just need to do a little bit of work, providing you're wearing the correct PPE, it does a lot for you.
Yeah. Interestingly, the 18 volt machine comes with a dust box. That also fits this machine, so you can use click and clean attachment on that as well.
You mean the secret one that we don't know about yet?
No, on the 3, that's got a click and clean attachment in it.
Oh yes, I thought you were going about the...
No, I wasn't talking about that one. No,
Yeah,
no.
cool.
Got to talk about that. You'll have to come and have a look at it.
Oh, you're gonna yes, you're going to have to. Okay, right. So, 12 volt random orbital sander. Now, there's another one. There's another very important...
This one, I really like this machine. This is a good contender for my favourite machine.
Of the year?
Of this year.
Possible. Come grab it, Dan.
It's so compact and so lightweight and just a beautiful bit of kit.
Yep. It looks good.
It does.
It looks like it should be a different class of machine, to be honest. So we take
Full metal 10mm chuck.
Yes, exactly.
It's lovely. It's just got a feeling of quality about it.
Yeah. So
and very hard wearing.
yeah. So this is the GSR 12V-32. Now this is an upgrade machine of the one you've got there.
Yes. This is the GSR 12V-15. So this is our old brushed machine. So before we had this machine, and we had the 35, which was the brushless version of this.
Look at the size difference.
The size difference is really quite noticeable with this, isn't it?
So moving from brush to brushless, but also the power difference.
Yes.
Obviously this was 50, did you say already? 15 Newton meters?
15 Newton meters on this machine, up to 32 on this one.
Massive difference.
Massive difference. So
But size-wise as well.
that's progress for you. And just engineering progress. Everything's so much more compact.
Yep. So the 15 has been a really good machine for us in that entry-level category for our GSRs or drill drivers. 15 Newton meters is, it's still a good amount of torque. It's plenty for a 12-volt system, but it's a little bit old or long in the tooth now. So we obviously wanted to bring out a replacement, and we've done a really good job.
Exactly.
Absolutely really good job.
No, I'm really pleased with that machine. It's just a nice little package.
Because it's got that new brushless motor with that higher torque, it means it's now able to drill up to a maximum of 35 millimeters in wood. And I think you mentioned already that now an all-metal chuck is a really good upgrade. Still 10 millimeter, I believe, but still, now that it's all metal, really makes it feel very rugged.
Even the gearbox is far more chunky and much more easier to rotate. It's got a lot going for it, this sort of machine.
Now,
it
it is, but there's a very important feature, so let's come closer.
it's not the belt clip, is it?
No, come closer, come closer. Come zoom in, yes. Look at that bad boy.
Yep.
All right, so this machine also, yes, it features brushless as we discussed, but this is now the first 12-volt machine that also features our kickback protection, which is great. Because this machine is now higher torque, okay, 32 Newton meters of torque, it's really great to have that kickback protection on this machine as well.
The fact that we've put that on a 12-volt really just does let you know how much power this little thing has.
Now, hopefully I don't need to explain what kickback protection does, but again, to all the new uninitiated out there in the chat, again, when you're doing any kind of rotary drilling or angle grinding, or actually a lot of tools, in fact, we've got it on a lot of our tools.
Yes.
If, for example, the machine were to stall or the drill bit gets stuck, especially if you're working in wood and maybe you hit a knot and the machine will stall, then what it's going to try and do is try and turn you instead.
Yeah.
Because the 12-volt machine is much smaller, you're typically going to use these one-handed. It's very hard to, but it is possible, but it's hard to get a good grip.
Yeah.
On a 12-volt machine with two hands. So the kickback control sensor will automatically switch the machine off if it was to suddenly jolt to one side or start to rotate out of control.
That's it.
We've had that for many years on plenty of our machines out there in the market. Primarily, we focus on like our drill drivers, our combis, and our grinders, but we have it on a lot of other tools. GSR 12-volt is now added to the list.
We've talked about this on many occasions about how little rotation it takes to actually damage your wrists and the lower portions of your arm. So this is a really, really important safety feature for all of our products that require it.
Okay, I don't think I need to spend too much more time on it. Okay, variable speed trigger, forward and reverse, 2-speed gearbox. So first gear is going to be 475 RPM. And then second gear, your high-speed gear, is going to be 1,800. So plenty of speed, plenty of torque, that kickback protection, all metal chuck, brushless motor. It's going to give the 35, the GSR 12VDS35, a run for its money, which might mean, hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to have an update to that.
Well, the GSR 12V-35HX is currently, and has always been, really my favourite machine. This is really pushing it. This is knocking at the doors of that.
That's right.
I tell you.
Well, and I have some. I've got a spidey tingling feeling. I've got a tingly feeling that maybe it'll be really good to see a new FlexiClick with some of this technology. What do you think?
I think so.
That'd be nice.
That'd be nice,
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
Okay, so Ella, I think you've been patiently waiting. You've got some questions from the chat, I see.
Yes, we've had a few questions come in about this machine. I think the first question you sort of just hinted at, Chris. People have been saying, when will there be a FlexiClick version of this drill?
Now, that's a good question. At this stage, we can't tell you too much detail, but I think if you are a Bosch fan, or if you're at least aware of how we do our products, I think it's pretty obvious to say that there'll be an addition to the range at some point, because there was already a 15 FC.
Yes.
There is a 35 FC. So now that we've got 32, I think it would be fair to say that will be coming shortly.
Yeah, I mean, if I took a step over there and then a quick step back again, makes sense.
Yeah, it's best. So I would expect, fingers crossed. And again, it's one of those things. It's we're hoping it'll be next year. Yes. There's a lot happening next year. Let's hope that new 12-volt FlexiClick will also come next year too. Cool.
Gabriel has said, the plastic chuck is perfectly fine for the 12-volt. I see no advantage of the metal one over the plastic in this range. Is it more precise?
Just more rugged.
Personally, more rugged. It does have a feeling of more precision to it, and it does have, because it's got a knurled around the outside, it does give you a better grip on your hands.
Yeah.
As well.
It
just allows you to put a little bit more torque into it.
Yeah, it also it is a little smaller, and because it's, I mean, yeah, there was nothing wrong with the plastic chuck.
It was lightweight.
Yeah.
But we've got a small chuck there, which is a similar weight, and the power to turn it. So it made sense to upgrade the chuck.
That's right. But yeah, so it's got Dan nailed the haven't. Oh God.
Industrial design.
Yes, I was going to say that. Yes, we've taken the opportunity to improve it. Why wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Let me see. I might have it in my notes somewhere. Weight wise, it's lighter. So the 32 is even lighter. So even with the chuck moving from plastic to metal, it's still a lighter machine. A lot of that's probably through the motor and the reduction in size as well.
And we've noticed as well in the past, haven't we, that if we make the machines too light, people then pick them up and don't regard them as being a high quality item because they're light.
Yes, exactly.
So we have to keep some weight in there as well. For that.
Yeah, no, I prefer personally. I mean, I respect your opinion on the plastic chuck, but I've got so used to the metal chucks on a lot of our machines.
Well, basically all of our
pretty much
18-volt combis have them, apart from the real base entry-level ones. So, yeah, it's a no-brainer to go for it if we can and keep it under that weight level.
Yeah, cool. So yes, any more questions, Ella? Or
last question for now. PF has asked, will you be upgrading all of your brushed 12-volt tools to brushless?
We're relevant.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of the machines already are. Trying to think of some. It's going to be quite old ones now, if any. Like this little circular saw.
Yeah, the bandsaw, the smaller bandsaw, the 63. That's still brushed.
No, it's 18 though.
That's 18.
I think was that question for PF just 12 volt?
Yeah.
I think it was just
Oh,
12
it's
volt.
just 12
So the
volt,
majority, in my opinion, as you can see, like the 15,
Yeah.
for example, moving to brushless. I think there's not many brushed 12 volt machines in the range. There's a few. But they're going to be quite old now, just like the 15. The 15 is a bit of an older machine.
Yeah.
So I would say yes. There's not many left, but they will obviously be replaced with brushless when they get replaced as part of the normal update. Yeah. Okay. So if you're in the market, and who wouldn't be in the market for a nice, compact but powerful 12-volt drill driver, now with kickback, you can't go wrong with the GSR 12V-32.
Yeah.
All right. So Bob, I hope you enjoyed that.
Yep.
As a little hint at some of our 12-volt machines. Now, have we got this one? Here we go. I've got it on my side.
Oh, you got it on
here.
your side. Oh, let me get rid of that for you as well.
Now, we wanted to just do obviously, we were doing a few products this tee, where we have launched some corded machines, and you might be thinking, oh, what are these? We haven't seen these in a while. Yep, we are still producing corded machines where relevant, and we wanted to do an update here on our planer. So this is the GHO 20-82. Now,
Don't ask me what the German translation for that is, because
I'm not going to try it either. It's too late in the day for me to butcher German. I mean, what do we need to say? Maximum of 20 mil. On the planing depth, and 82 is the width of the plate. That's the naming structure.
That's the naming structure. I mean, we're looking at, it's a similar machine that we have had in the past. It's been upgraded a little bit. We've still got the 3 chamfer points on the front plate here. But we've also brought back the parking function, which is something we haven't had on our planers for quite some time.
Yeah, we put it back on the 18. We brought it onto the 18-volt machine, which was a great.
It's finally on this one as well. We all know that we're not supposed to put a planer down flat at any time, whether it's an electric one or
I set that to 0 on automatically.
Automatically do it
just
now.
quickly, yeah.
So that parking function means you don't have to necessarily dial it back to 0 every time. Obviously, most people will through habit, but yeah, so that's all built into the base plate now. It's good to see that back again as well.
Yeah.
We've also got the chip ejector on here,
both sides,
left and right, both sides. It's just a simple flick there. And I believe this comes with a dust bag as well.
Yes, I didn't bring it, but you can imagine.
You can imagine what a dust bag looks like.
Again, but with these kinds of machines, they fill up pretty quick. So again, I'd always recommend having external dust extraction. Mains machine, I think we're only bringing 240 volts, which makes sense. It's 700 watts and has a max no load speed of 16,500 RPM.
Yep.
Single blade.
Single blade.
Yep.
Wood razor. However, I believe they're changing the design of the blades.
Yes, it's still TCT.
Yep.
The design stays the same, I believe. We're just now adding it to our Pro packaging.
Yes.
So it's now going to be. I think we are unfortunately dropping the name Wood razor.
Wood razor. No.
But we are. It's still TCT. It's still tungsten carbide. So
Yeah.
and it's still obviously Same technology, we're just packaging it slightly differently. So don't worry, they're both the same. They're both the same. Okay, right, so moving on, because not that I don't like a good planer, but this next range of products is going to...
Yeah, you like these, don't you?
I love these, right? Now, let me just make some room first.
Yeah, so we have a range of...
Well, I'm not going to start yet. I'm going to stay.
No.
I'm going to start.
We were talking about a range of
things.
safety things.
Safety things.
Safety
Is this
things.
workwear?
I think...
Chat, let us
Yeah,
know, does this count as workwear? Will this satisfy them? No, we're not satisfied.
it's not going to do anything for your modesty, put it that way, but you do wear it. So.
Yes. So I'm going to bring a couple of examples, but I'm not going to say the name of them yet. So we have a range of lanyards. So we are, so again, we are coming into a new range of products.
Yes.
So we haven't done any kind of tool lanyards in the past. This is a new category of a new range of products that we're bringing to the market. But I felt like we need to frame it a little bit because again, maybe some of the guys again in the chat, they're not familiar. They don't work at height. They don't have to worry about needing these as part of their job. Now I want to frame it a little bit because we're trainers and we like to go on at great depth about really, really dull topics. But this is all to do with helping reduce job site injuries. And you'll be surprised that actually there's quite
actually a legal requirement, to be fair.
Yes, exactly. So I've got lots of statistics from, say, from Germany, for example, but I also dug a little deeper and found some UK statistics as well, just to put it into context. For example, the rate at which the percentage of injuries in Germany that feature people either being hit by objects at speed, because that could be you falling, it could be something being dropped, or it can technically be you being hit by something. That makes up to about just over 16% of the injuries in Germany. And there's like something silly like 760,000 injuries based on that type of category. But we don't want to spend too much time talking.
Cheer up.
Yeah. Lovely Wednesday. But the UK obviously being a much smaller country and obviously a smaller population. But in the UK, based on HSE data, I think in the construction industry, we've had, out of all the injuries that have happened on the construction site, it's roughly about 12% of those have been non-fatal injuries due to objects falling or people falling. Okay, so that's non-fatal. Oh, it's macabre today.
12% is still a lot.
Still a lot. But obviously, if you're falling and things are falling, actually the chances of that being fatal are much higher. So it's roughly about 20% of all the workplace fatalities have come from objects falling at speed or people falling at height, and that's all based on the UK HSE. The HSE. So the breakdown from last year, we had 50 people, unfortunately, who died from falling at height, and we had 29 people that, unfortunately, as well, died from objects falling at height. So this is the context why it's really important. And if you are working for an employee, or if your job involves you working at height, you probably already know this, and you probably already have some system. Okay, so that's what we are now doing. We're going to bring out, and we are bringing out, and I'll show you 4 different items here of what we're bringing to that lanyard market. But
so is that the morbid section?
That's all the boring bits. I love my statistics. I could have gone into all the legislation for it, but really all you need to know is that although there's no law specifically targeting that, but there are lots of regulations that feed into the recommendation that it's down to an employer, or if you are on the job site, it is your responsibility to make sure that the risk of injury from falling or falling tools or accessories has to be kept to a minimum. Otherwise, you or the company you work for is responsible. And Lanyards plays a small part of that. So before we get any further, I can see Ella's furiously wanting to ask some questions. So let's get into that. Ella, what have you got?
PF has asked, how long is a strap and is it very durable?
God, he's got straight into it. We're going to get there. I know, my framing was boring, but it was necessary. It's to explain that who cares, right? Who cares? Why do you need lanyards? Well, there's a lot of customers that we work with that are mandatory for them. They have the full harness system and they need to be either clip themselves onto whatever, a cherry picker or a scaffold system, and in some cases they're tools. So these are for tools. These are tool lanyards, not for yourself.
So we've got solutions to attach smaller hand tools to yourself via your wrist, straps to go round things, so you're not actually doubling up the lanyard and maybe causing premature wear or damage, or for heavier machines, attaching it to your person as well.
Yeah, so I'm going to bring out all 4 and I'm going to go through them one at a time.
In selection.
But as an example, we cut to the close-up camera. You'll see here, before I bring the first product out, on the packaging, you can see But actually the packaging already explains or answers PF Cutter's question there, that you can see that the full extension length of that is going to be 2 meters, but it should be, normally when it's not fully stretched out on the elastications, just on the elastics, it's about 1 meter. Yeah. Okay. So let's get into the products one at a time. So the first one I want to bring up, let's have a look, it's going to be this one.
Ah, the 2 carabiner.
Well, this is going, oh no, I don't want this one. I want, let's start with this one. Let's get to the carabiners later. So this one is not the dual carabiner. This is the Pro Lanyard Light. Yep. Okay, so this is for maximum 6 kilo, and this is the single carabiner one.
1.1 meters in length relaxed, and that extends up to 2 meters.
Yeah, it's cut to a wider camera. You can see. Obviously, we'll explain the technology here, but I want to show all the different products. And they all feature this same elasticated. It's almost like a shock absorber. It is a shock absorber.
I like the way that it's a combination between the elastic material internally and the elastic material externally that slow the dropped object, as opposed to it bouncing or reaching the end of its extension and then pulling you with it. That's it generally dampens the drop on the machine.
Yep.
It's shock absorber.
Exactly. So we'll go through all the different products, and then I'll talk about what they all have in common and our best practices for making sure that they are well maintained and when you need to cycle them in and out. Again, if you work with lanyards, this is all pretty much standard stuff anyway. But again, maybe you're considering purchasing into a lanyard system now that after we've done our fabulous presentation. Carabiner, really straightforward. Okay, it's locked, but this one is a twist and then you can open, so nice and easy. And with this particular one, because it doesn't feature a double carabiner, instead you've got this which will go around the machine. As an example, you see here, that makes it significantly different to other ones out there in the market, is you can put it onto the machine without removing the battery, which again doesn't sound like much, but it's something that we have decided to do for our range to make sure that we can fit it over our new machines and
new
batteries, which we'll come to later. Okay, so that is the first one, which I'll pop it to one side. Okay, the one I jumped ahead to, this is again still a Pro Lanyard Light, so this is 6 kilo, and this is obviously, as you can see, this is your dual carabiner.
Yes.
So just, you know, that's fine. It's exactly as we described before. Up to a maximum of 6 kilos, 2 carabiners, one onto the machine, one onto yourself, or onto your station.
Or if you are, for instance, attaching a lanyard to an inanimate object like scaffolding, that's the sort of thing you'd use there.
You could do, yes, exactly.
Last thing you want to do is tuck a lanyard through a carabiner, but that will cause premature wear.
Yeah, that's not what these are for. No.
Doing that is really not a good idea.
No, it's specified in the fraying on there. It means it's not designed for that.
It will prematurely damage the material.
Okay, right. So next one is the heavy duty one. I think you can tell that already by the size of the carabiner here. So this is the Pro Lanyard Heavy. So this is up to 16 kilos. This would be for your big hammers and such. Quite big hammers. If you
I was going to say 16 kilos.
16 kilos, yeah. And obviously you can see a much bigger single carabiner for clipping on.
Super lightweight as well.
This would typically go, this would go around itself like that, for example.
The nylon's okay to pass through itself. It's just the stretchy lanyard material. Not advisable to.
And the last one I've got here is the Pro Wristband. Okay, you can quite simply see that this is obviously a Velcro wristband that will go around your wrist. And then you've got the same nylon cord that goes around the tool like I displayed with the first machine.
And again, that's long enough to go over the battery in the machine as well.
Yeah, so the Pro Wristband here is designed for machines up to 2.25 kilograms. Yeah. So
even your 12 volts, your 18 volt combi is working at height. Again, anything dropped is going to cause damage potentially.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this would be ideal for something like that new impact driver.
This one
there.
That one there.
EXDR 18V-230. Ideal for something like that. Yeah. Okay, so if you're a scaffolder, for example, you're probably using things like cuffs because your machines aren't particularly heavy and you'll have them close to you at all times.
Yes.
Before we get into too much more details, we'll talk about some of the technology that we put into our lanyard system that differentiate it from what is already out in the market, because we're trying to make something a bit, well, obviously we want to have it Bosch quality, and we want to bring something new, some new innovation to what seems like a simple thing, lanyards. But we just didn't want to just make the same as everyone else. So before we get into that, Ella, have you got some more questions?
I do have some more questions, but they're not about the lanyard, so I don't know if you want to finish. And...
Yeah, we'll carry
I've
on.
got a couple of things I want to mention with the lanyards. Because they are a safety item and it's something that you're recommended to have, these are not expensive at all. They're really very affordable, and they have to be. They do have a life expectancy, which is about 3 years.
3 years. We recommend 3 years roughly.
But they need to be inspected regularly as well to make sure that they are still performing as they should.
Yes, exactly. The inspection is the important bit. We recommend 3 years cycling, but that could, but if there's premature wear, obviously
Replace them straight.
Of course. We have little labels on the back here, so obviously this has a lot of the information that you need. It also reminds us that these are all ANSI 121. These ones obviously ANSI 121 2023, which means they pass. They've been tested and are to that standard. Okay, that's important because if you require that, then it's okay. It has been certified, and then obviously you can write down the date on the back. That's what we recommend as per the manual. Mark when you start using these, and then obviously then you can keep an eye on your inventory, make sure that they are not exceeding the recommended lifetime.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, typically, you'd buy. I mean, personally, I would buy one for each tool I had if I used several tools and required them. Again, they're not expensive at all. So yeah, multiple ones, and then you can swap them over if one gets damaged, and then just keep them rotating.
That's right. Yes. Now, onto the actual technology involved. Obviously, we've talked about the fact that this is a heavy-duty Cordura. For those who are really nerdy out there, this is 1680. 1680D, so 1680D. That is, I mean, people say more military grade, blah, blah, blah. All you need to know is the bigger the number, the tougher this nylon is. And this is one of the tougher nylons over there, well over the usual, what's probably the maximum you make a bag out. It's going to be 1,000.
Ballistic material.
Ballistic nylon.
It's got nothing to do with ballistics.
No, not at all.
Ballistic nylon,
But yeah, at 1680D, that makes this really hard-wearing, really strong tensile strength. So that's what you want on all of the lanyards are all made out of that same material. We described the fact that obviously it has a bit of stretch. Okay, that's important because that acts as basically a shock absorber. So if you're dropping a 16-kilo hammer off the edge of something and that's attached to not necessarily yourself, that's probably going to be clipped to another lanyard onto a railing system. The last thing you want to do is for the tool to get to the end of that lanyard and snap.
I know 16 kilo, I'd be following it straight away.
Yes, but you run the risk of that's going to put a lot of stress on the actual lanyard itself. But really, the reason why you want that shock absorbing elastic here is so you don't break the tool. Because it will have a lanyard point, but 16 kilos dropping a couple meters doesn't sound like much, but the amount of force that's at the end of that snap, at the end of the rope or whatever it is, that could break it. And that's what we have on our one. We have a really, really good amount of elasticity here that really absorbs a lot of that force. And that means that it's almost cushioning the tool when it comes to the other end. Okay. And what we've done, I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but we tested these well in excess of the minimum for that ANSI. I think, I can't remember off my notes, but I think you had to do things like you had to test, it has to survive at least one fall at maximum length, double the weight, at double the weight, and then it has to pass a certain number that are, I think, the normal weight, rated weight. And we exceeded that, we exceeded that by a long way.
I think we recommend that if there is a drop that occurs, you replace it.
Yes, that's right, yes, you should do as well. But we tested for more than one.
It's the same equivalent. It's equivalent of if you had a motorcycle crash and damaged your motorbike helmet, you probably wouldn't put it back on again afterwards, would you? You get a new one.
That's right, yeah.
But again, one incident, replace it.
Very important to point out. But the only reason I mentioned that is the fact that, as per usual, we've engineered these to exceed the minimum requirements by a long way.
Yes.
So it's basically building the confidence there by saying that this is being in true Bosch form. Over-engineered. But as Danny pointed out there, we're keeping the price nice and affordable.
Yes, it has to be. For a safety thing like this, it has to be.
Okay, right. So let's just do a quick roundup, just to remind everyone that we have, obviously, the Pro Lanyard lights. Okay, so I can see a lot of these being used with obviously the single carabiner. Dan's got the double carabiner one. These are both for 6 kilos. Then I've got the heavy-duty one for your big hammer drills, for example, up to 16 kilos. With the single carabiner and the nylon strip. And then lastly, we've got the cuff for anything up to 2.25 kilos. So hopefully, as an introduction to the range, and I imagine there'll be some questions, I might anticipate it. How about a harness system? I think we're already looking at the idea, because yes, many of these will need to either be attached to a railing or you have a harness system as well. Okay, so Ella, while I reset, any questions on lanyards, or are we still wanting, are they desperately wanting to know about batteries?
I think some people are desperately wanting to know about batteries. Radine has asked, even if the elastic fails the strap itself is still working, so why does it need replacing?
It's basically same as we said about like crash helmet situation. Better safe than sorry. It's tested. We over engineer it and we over test it, but remember, this is safety. This is people's lives at risk potentially here. So better safe than sorry.
Yeah, it's industry standard.
It's going to be our recommendation, and it's everybody's recommendation.
Yeah, it's industry standard that if it's, because you can imagine that if you're dropping a machine, it's going to take that lanyard is going to prevent it from falling. That's its job.
Yeah.
But when's an acceptable amount? You can do it 10 times, 100 times. No, we rate 1, and that's the safest. I know. We can't recommend anyone keep reusing them. Just like your analogy, your crash helmet. Yeah. Hey, I know people that if they've dropped their helmet, even by accident,
drop it,
not crashed it, but dropped it, you're supposed to replace it, and that's just the rule. And that's the only way we can guarantee that that lanyard will work when you need it to work. If you drop that 16 kilo machine off the end of a ladder, you know that has been rated for that, and it will definitely arrest the dropping of that machine. God, that's a boring way of saying it's the law.
And it stands for all of the machines on all of the lanyards. Not so much for the cuff, I think, because that's not got that arresting element in it. It's just basically a tie that goes around your wrist.
Yeah.
But having a 16 kilo lanyard doesn't mean you can drop an 8 kilo twice. Again, you replace it after you've used it.
Yeah, imagine that with a 12 amp hour battery on it. That's got a bit of weight to it. Wanted to bring out this machine just to point out, you can see here, we cut to the close-up camera very quickly, that we have we're starting to incorporate, well, they always had, but we're making it really clear where we have a dedicated lanyard. Oh, you can see it there.
There you go.
Yeah, cool.
See a bit better there.
Yeah, so that's a good example of one of the newer machines, again. That's right. One of the newer machines where we've actually got the actual lanyarding area, tool lanyard area, very clearly denoted on the machine. Okay, and you could obviously, which one will I use?
Big one.
Oh, yeah. So as an example, you'd feed that around through there, and obviously it doesn't have to fit neatly. It's just, again, trying to direct you to the right place to put your lanyard on. Yeah. Okay. I think we can move on. What do you reckon?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, right. So I'm going to quickly reset. Because what we're going to do now is, I think you've been patient enough, and we've rounded it off to about 6 o'clock. So that's given plenty of time for those that needed to clock off work, have a cup of tea, and then join us for the live stream. So I think it's the appropriate time to start talking about the most important part of this live stream. What do you reckon?
I think so.
Yeah. All right. We're going to. We'll start with the first one. Okay, so we are now going to have a little look at our new range of Expert 18-volt batteries. The first one up is going to be the EXBA 18V-40. 40? Yes. Yes. Okay. So what we've got here is obviously a 4 amp hour battery. Okay. All right. Let's add the next one. I'll come around. We'll introduce all the batteries. These won't surprise anyone, I'd imagine.
Yep. This one is the EXBA 18V-555.
Let's get the pop up. Hey, look, that's the 55.
55. Yeah, 55.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. What's the next one, Dan? Come on. Okay, I'll do the next one. I think I can get this one. Okay, so next one we've got is the EXBA 18V-80.
Yeah.
And then Danny's got the final one, the big bad boy here.
The EXBA 18V-150.
Hold on, mate. We're too fast. There you go. Oh. There we go. There we go. We were just too quick there.
Too many buttons over there.
Sorry there, Ollie. Yes, we wanted to blitz through it. He's shaking his head at us. But yes, so we've got 4 expert batteries in the range, and you're like, big deal, right? Who cares? Because we've had similar batteries in the past, haven't we?
We have. They look very similar.
Yeah. Well, hold on. I've got a few examples. What have I got? Okay, right. Okay, so we had the Procore 4.
Yep.
We had the.
You really have got all of them over there.
Yeah, we had the 5.5. Okay. We had the 8 somewhere. I've got 12. Okay.
There's one there. Oh, you got 2.
Okay, right. So these batteries you're familiar with.
Yes.
this is not just a sticker change. This is a significant change in our technology, and we want to talk about it in great detail because there's a lot of radically new things that we've done with our expert battery range that's really going to benefit you as a user. Okay, so I think the best way we can do it, okay, now that we've roughly introduced these batteries, I think we need to go through them in a little bit more detail. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll have a look at the technology inside. Okay, so from a top line perspective, I'm going to really nerd out here, guys. Let's have a look at the EXBA 18V-40, the 4 amp hour battery first.
This is the one for me that this is a big game changer.
Exactly, this is the one, okay? So it is a 18 volt 4 amp hour battery. However, inside we have a single row of, got some examples here? I've got several examples, haven't I? That's right, yes. So in the Expert 4 amp hour battery, we are using tabless cell technology.
Yes.
Now, to all the fanboys and girls out there, this should not be news to you, or the technology you should already be aware that we had it with
the ProCore Plus.
Yeah, in the 8 amp hour ProCore battery. Okay, so that shouldn't be new to you. The tabless cell technology, we were the first to bring it to market for the 18 volt.
Yep.
Okay, so what we've got is we have 5 tabless batteries here in the Expert battery. What this means is that this battery is now a single layer battery is able to deliver 90 amps.
Yes, which it was never able to before. Like
Yes.
the ProCore over there, 45 amps. So we've doubled the amount of amp output.
Yeah,
So
that.
this is outputting the same amount of amps now as you would find on a double layer ProCore.
Yeah, so as an example, 5.5.
Yep.
What was that other one? Yeah, or an 8.
Yeah.
So that, these now produce the same current.
So before we had what we called a bi-turbo machine with the larger motor and the larger power, needing a larger battery. We can now run this on a 4 amp as well as all of the other batteries we've got. So we have a lightweight solution for the heavyweight machines.
Also, which is which is always a really important thing to point out, when we came to market with the ProCore batteries and the bi-turbo machines, the 4 amp hour was always that difficult thing to talk around because the 4 amp hour wouldn't be. We wouldn't recommend it.
It was by the ProCore, just not the full.
Yes.
Only a double layer or above.
That's right. So the 4 amp hour ProCore was essentially trying to be a more compact, slightly better performing, but more compact version of your normal GBA 18V-4 amp hour. Okay, so these were the equivalent, a double layer and a single layer, both delivering that 45 amps. So up to 2,000 watts of performance now on a single layer 18 volt battery. That's a game changer for us.
Absolute game. We can run a 12-inch mitre saw now on a 4 amp battery and have the same power as we could with an 8 amp or a 12 amp.
And that's the important part. And we'll talk about it again, just very briefly for those who might not be familiar, on how the tabless cell technology allows us to deliver that extra power out of a compact battery. The next one I want to talk about very briefly is we still will have a 5.5 amp hour expert battery. Okay, this is not using tabless cell technology. The reason here is we wanted to have a more cost-effective battery for those who do not need maximum performance, but they still want to be able to run their bigger machines. So this is going to be very similar to the ProCore, but then it will be priced very similar as well. Okay, this means you can still deliver up to 2,000 watts of corded performance, and this is going to be again 90 amps of current running on.
We're still under the 100 watt hours to be able to ship this all around the country with no additional insurance or anything, and also. We deal a lot with the emergency services that work overseas as well. They can fly off from any airport with these at a moment's notice and go and rescue people all around the world.
Right. But now they can do it with the 4s too.
Now they can do it with the 4s as well.
So you've got double options. But okay, but this is still running your 21700 cells. But we'll show you in a minute that we have also changed the internals. So these batteries are not the same as a ProCore inside. They've been radically redone. Okay. Next one up. This is where it gets really juicy. Okay, is on the XBA 18V-80. This battery is obviously double layer and features tabless cell technology. So with this one, now we're able to deliver 2,400 watts. Right?
So 2,000 watts corded equivalent power for both of those batteries over there. 2,400 for this one.
Okay, that's because now, because we have got the tabless cells, okay, but also because we've improved the internals, which we'll show you later, we can now deliver 110 amps of current.
That's nice.
So the ProCores, again, those are 90. With the Core 18V Plus batteries, we probably could have attempted to deliver that current, but we wanted to redesign the internals of the battery for that.
Yes.
Right?
Remember, we use copper contacts and things like that. Copper, absolutely brilliant at conducting electricity. However, and also dissipating heat because of its low internal resistance. However, it does have a low melting point. So if you put a lot of power through it, then you end up with issues there.
Yeah. When we take apart an expert battery to show the internals, you'll see we beefed everything up.
Yeah.
Because we technically could have done it with, because we've got enough cells in the 12 amp hour to have delivered 110 amps of current. But there's other things we need to consider. Even like just the electronics board and the cabling inside that, we needed to beef up just to do 110. So we didn't do it for this. So the 12 amp hour was only going to be that 90 amps. And it was going to be for long run time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of little things in there that you'll see that have really sort of updated and allowed the transmission of the heat out of the battery much better as well. But of course, you've got the fact that this doesn't generate as much heat to have to dissipate. So
that's right. Yes. So that's the important thing here. So with the XBA or the 8 amp hour expert battery, tabless cells, okay, plus all the changes internally, okay, give you up to 2,400 watts power and 110 amps, okay, plus all the other benefits of tabless cell technology. And then lastly, right, another one.
This one. Right. You're going to go into some mathematics on this one. I'm going to let you do it because
well, this is the one that's going to be interesting for those out there a bit nerdy, right? So we've got a triple layer battery. I've seen it in the chat already. Okay, well, it's 15 amp. Yeah. Correct. That means the cells inside,
instead of being a 4 amp hour cell, is a 5 amp hour cell.
But here's a but. So there's your 4 amp hour tabless cell. This isn't it.
No.
This is not a tabless cell, but it is a 5 amp hour 21700 cell battery.
Tab cell.
Yeah, tab cell, but you have 3 layers. However, because we have 3 layers and because we've updated and improved and toughened up the internals, we can also get 110 amps out of the triple layer. That means 2,400 watts of power. So you can get the same high wattage you can out of the tabless battery because you've got 3 layers.
Exactly.
Okay. There's a number of reasons why. Obviously, you've got. Should we go into it?
You can nerd out on this.
Oh, a little bit, very briefly, because
you're going to be squaring things. And
all sorts, no, I'm not going to go too much. But in theory, we could have done it with the 12 amp hour triple layer. Okay, but unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, we just decided we didn't need to at the time because we didn't have the tools, and we already kind of knew where we were going. Okay, we had the 3 layers because you can always draw a certain amount of current out of every layer. That's why as you go from a single layer to a double layer, you can double the amount of current you're drawing. If you add another layer, then you can pull even more current. Okay. Now, the reason why we haven't gone for a tabless cell for the triple layer battery is because that very nature, it's a triple layer battery. Yeah. You've got 3 current channels coming out from each layer. So you've got 1 from each layer. It's not 3 from each layer, but 3 in total, 1 from each layer. And more importantly, because you've got 15 cells in that battery, you've got more cells to help dissipate the heat. Because if you're drawing really high current, 110 amps, okay, you're going to be creating a lot of heat. Okay, heat generation is squared. So if you have 3 layers, in theory, and let me know, chat, if I've got this right, okay? Because also heat dissipation is also squared. That means 3 layers means that the heat is 9 times, you can dissipate the heat up to 9 times, because 3 layers. It's 9 times less heat generation, okay? So we can drive a tabbed cell in a triple layer battery much harder without having to worry about the heat buildup that we would get from a smaller battery, and then the subsequent derating and the throttling down of the battery. So that's the reason why we've chosen not to go for a tabless triple layer battery yet. I think also, I don't know whether or not they actually have 5 amp hour tablets yet.
I think they've reached the limit of technology when it comes to winding the jelly roll that sits inside these cells. If they wanted to go to a 5, they had to compromise on something inside the cell.
Maybe, yes.
To be able to take up the additional space. And I suspect currently, sorry, that wasn't a pun, that they've sacrificed the tablets and added more rolls to get that 5 amp hours.
Possibly. But hopefully what I've illustrated here is if you want to have a compact battery but high wattage, you can go for the 8 amp hour.
Yeah.
But equally, you're not going to be sacrificing any power or potential if you go for the non-tabless 15 amp hour battery.
Yeah.
if anything, you're just going to get a lot more runtime.
That on the chop saw, you're going to forget it's cordless because you'll just keep using it and using it.
Right, okay, well, I can imagine we've got some questions already, Ella, so should we cover some of those before we get too deep into the nerdery?
Yeah, we've had lots of questions come in about the batteries. We've had a few people asking, do the new batteries have individual cell balancing?
We'll talk about the battery check function that we've got on these batteries in a minute. There is an ability for you, the user, to do a test to see what the condition of the battery is.
But it's a balance check amongst the cells, and it's binary, so you either get a good or bad.
Yeah, but it'll give you an indication if there may be a problem in the future, so we can show you that.
We'll show you how to do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Glyn has asked, this means Bosch has 4 tiers of batteries. Will this result in one or more being discontinued?
Yeah, good question. The plan, I believe, is over the next, I think it's over the year.
Yep.
I'll look up to the team later, but obviously the Pro cores will eventually phase out through the market, and the expert batteries will be the high power batteries for us in the range.
Yes.
The GBAs, the normal batteries, I think we'll still see in the market for a very long time, because many of the tools out there are perfectly happy on a standard 18650 battery cells. The expert batteries, as you can imagine, they're for your high power machines and your expert power tools.
So your small combis and your drill drivers and jigsaws and stuff will be fine on a GBA, and of course we want to keep that in the range as an affordable option. Should you not need the power that's supplied by one of these?
But my opinion is, these batteries are future-proofing you for any potential future purchase, even if you're just going for the standard 4 amp.
I would go for the 4 amp. Even
if you're just going for the standard 4 amp power, that means that if you buy an expert battery, you're going to be safe in the knowledge that you'll be able to run all the expert machines to their full potential, as well as those bi-turbo machines already out in the market.
The next question is this a Bosch Expert rebrand from the ProCore 18 volt plus batteries?
Now, hopefully I covered that. So yes, obviously, I think we said obviously that the ProCore 18V Plus battery was tabless.
Yes.
But what we've done, and we'll show you in a minute, the internals are completely different on the expert batteries. You can even see on the simple thing that the battery catch, this was a push battery, and this is a pinch battery catch. Something minor, but the internals are different, and we'll get into that in a minute to show where we've made the changes. Okay.
I really quite like this actually. I think it's I think the mechanism is a lot simpler.
Yeah. So maybe when we get to the 8 amp hour, I will talk through a difference, how it's different in performance between the tabless 8 amp hour ProCore Plus and the tabless 8 amp hour Expert.
And the last question for now is there any reason you're getting rid of ProCore and keeping the GBAs?
I think
we covered that. Yeah, I think it was just for the
high performance and your normal
your
batteries.
standard system tools that you don't need massive amount of output for. However, like we said a few moments ago, the 4 amp hour is a good battery for every application.
Yeah, think of it this way: if the machine doesn't need a high current, as Danny described, like lower energy tools, impact tools, like just normal handheld combis and stuff, you don't need high current, and you aren't continuously drawing energy out of it. The advantage for a high performance battery like the ProCore, and now obviously the Expert batteries, is if you need high power and or high power for a prolonged period of time. Think heavy max hammering, continuous dust extraction, M-class dust extraction, breakers, really big machines, maybe large angle grinders, maybe core drilling, maybe. Then you would need something like an Expert battery to differentiate from your normal standard 18 volt. Okay, so high power, high current, heavy duty work, and then you've got your standard applications or anything that's even hydraulic machines. Hydraulic machines are not high current draw. Nothing wrong with using a standard battery on any of our crimping tools.
All of our second fix NAILERs. Perfect.
Yeah, you don't need the power for that.
Sorry, I lied. One more question.
Big liar.
Dean has asked, what's the runtime on the 4 amp Expert batteries on a bi-turbo tool?
How long is your piece of string?
Mathematically, half as long as the 8. But again, those sort of questions are very difficult to ask because we don't know the amount of pressure you're putting on the machine, the circumstances, the job that you're doing. We can give a very ballpark answer, but that's usually published on the website.
Yeah.
And as yet, these are quite new. I would assume that it's probably on the website actually, because these are on the website to take a look.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, like
They're under the new product section, and then batteries and chargers. They're in there. They should be able to give you on there some details about runtime.
Yes, exactly. I mean, the only thing we could ever do is specific scenarios. For example, on the old Procore running one of our newer machines, it might produce, say, 10 holes. Okay, but if you're running the Expert battery, you might get something like 18 holes. So you might get almost double the performance. It depends on the application and the machine you're using, but you will see a performance benefit in those heavier duty tasks because of that tabless cell technology. Okay, so that was Ella's little fib. The last question. Let's have a look at the technology that differentiates the Expert batteries from the Procore in a little bit more detail. We don't want to spend too long because there's quite a lot we still want to talk about. But I know that the batteries are obviously very interesting to many people. I mean, from my perspective, one of the demonstrations that we will film at some point, and again, when we were over in Germany looking at the Pro Experience event, one of the demonstrations they showed there was the GBH 18V-45, so that's our 8 kilo bi-turbo brushless rotary max hammer, and they had one running on the Procore 4 amp hour, one that we wouldn't recommend for if you want maximum performance. It'll still run, because remember, all our batteries are backwards compatible, but essentially you'll probably get about half the performance, because again, remember, this is only going to be 45 amp.
We did this actually the week before as well. When I was there, I swapped the batteries over and tried it, and it's really noticeable.
That's right, yeah.
You can feel the lack of performance with the standard Procore above the Expert 4.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. And then obviously we had another head-to-head, and you basically got double the performance because then you are outputting double the current and then allowing the machine to run at its maximum power.
Remember, the limiting factor here is heat buildup and the freedom for the energy to flow directly out of the cells, and that sorted that problem out perfectly.
Right. So we've talked about the battery names. We've talked about the different technology inside. Let's do a very, very quick reminder to talk about why this inconspicuous little cell, being tabless, makes a significant difference. So, Ollie, could you bring up our little nerdy slide for a second, and hopefully we can just talk through this one. So what you can see here is you have a little diagram at the bottom there showing we've got, down there, we've got our tabbed design. So Dan's already made comments. That's right, the tab design. So Dan's already mentioned things like jelly roll. I like to use analogies. So the jelly rolls.
A roll of carpet.
I love the carpet.
You love the carpet roll.
Okay, so you've got your 3 bits of carpet, you've got your anode and your cathode, and then you've got a separator in between. Imagine your 3 bits of carpet. On your anode and your cathode, you've got all your energy stored. Okay, and technically it's the potential difference between the separator that causes voltage. I'm not going to go into that detail. Doesn't matter. But you can see on that little diagram, you see you've got a tab, an anode and cathode tab. There might be 2 in total. It might have 4. Okay, it might have been 3 in some cases, right? And some, was it 3? Maybe.
Yes.
So there's definitely multiples.
3 either end,
Yes, that's right. Right. But there was always a limited number of tabs, and it was on these tabs is the basically how the energy gets out of the cell. That's a simple way of looking at it.
Think of it as a narrowing in the actual passage of the energy out of the cell. So you've got all that potential energy in the jelly roll or carpet roll and the end cap, and it all has to be funneled through those tabs. That causes heat buildup.
That's right. The analogy that I like to use, and I think I've lent to all the engineers, I love it, but I think it works perfectly, and that's why I think everyone's stolen it. It's a motorway. Imagine all the cars on the motorway, multi-lane motorway, that's all the energy trying to get out of the battery, or trying to leave the motorway via an exit ramp, Okay, if you've got 8 lanes trying to go onto 1 lane, filtering, congestion, heat build-up, road rage, and then eventually people get out and smash up the motorway. The worst case scenario, right? There's a good analogy. Then you can see on the next one. Right, okay. So your tabless design, okay, you can see now for the jelly roll, you can see, hopefully, that there's no tabs or misnomer. It's all tabs.
It's all tabs.
So the entire perimeter is now the tabs. So if back to that motorway analogy, every lane now has its own exit. So that means there's none of that bottlenecking that is happening here. No, there we go. So you're not going to get the bottlenecking effect, and instead you're going to have a nice clean current flow for the energy to get out of that battery. Obviously, if you're driving them really hard, the battery still will get hot, but you're going to get significantly reduced heat buildup from a cell level. So inside the cell itself, you're going to get a lot less heat. And then obviously on the battery level, you're also going to get a lot less heat. So that means with the tabless cells in the 4 and the 8, okay, you can drive these really hard, double the current, keep that heat manageable in those high current, prolonged applications without the battery derating. And what do we mean by derating?
Derating would be that your machine will power down ever so slightly to maintain the temperature of the battery. So to drop the temperature from raising so much and keep it at a constant level so you don't end up damaging the battery. Sometimes it's imperceptible, but sometimes you'll run the machine until it will stop.
Yeah, and sometimes when you run it to it stops, it's not because the battery's flat. That's important to point out. That's because you've got the battery's got to such a heat, the good old ECP, remember Bosch electronic cell protection,
Or the battery monitoring system,
or the BMS system has said nope, too much heat. I'm shutting the machine and the battery down to protect it.
Yeah.
Up to that point where you're going up to where you're going to get the switch off. Yeah, you're getting that derating where the machine's slowing down, trying to control it until eventually, as Dan points out there, that's it, you're done. So you can't access the energy even though it's still in that battery.
Yeah.
Because we've got the tabless cell technology in the 4s and 8, but also because of the new redesign of the 5.5 and the 15 means you're able to access pretty much all that energy all the way through, even on high current and high amp draw.
Not to mention we've also redesigned a lot of the cool pack material in here. So we've even reduced the amount of open spaces in there for insulation. So basically the heat is being transferred directly out of the battery. And also on the, there you go, you can see these are all individually encapsulated now. Much tighter, much more easily stacked, get more into a smaller space. Yeah, really quite a compact little bit of kit that. Getting 15 cells in there is quite impressive. You've got my stripped down version here. You can see on the side there, it looks like we've gone back to nickel plated terminals, but we haven't.
Let's drop that graphic out the way.
Yes, you can't see that. There you go.
Thank you, yes.
Quick recap, that's the HDPE material of these cells. So again, they're stacked in there, nice and compact. Less air being an insulator allows us to transmit the heat out of the battery. Yeah. Now, on this part here, we have, you'd expect to find nickel plating. It looks like we've gone back to nickel plating on here, but in fact, this is copper. It's just coated in tin.
Let me show you the Procore, for example. So that's what the Procore used to look like. Okay, so you can see it's very clearly the copper contacts, and you can see the PCB on the top, and you can see how it's been protected there by some probably silicon sealant.
Yes,
of some kind.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see we've got more of an armoured PCB, and it's much more streamlined actually, much more robust.
Yes, they're on the side here. We have copper still, however, it's coated in tin. Obviously, this keeps the energy flowing through the copper freely. You've got all the benefits, but none of the drawbacks of using copper now. And also the side pieces as well here.
Yes.
You notice they have dimples here. We have this thermoplastic elastomer in the side of the battery here. This is designed to dissipate heat as well. It removes the air from the sides of the batteries, of the cells, and transmits it out to the side of the battery here where we have the fans blowing down it to cool the battery actively in the charger. But these little dimples in the center here sit on the end of each individual cell. So you see the recesses on here. These sit in the recesses and transmit the heat directly out to the side of the battery.
Yeah. So that's an improvement.
Again, eliminating the air.
Yeah, that was an improvement over the Procore side panels that still featured a similar TPE material.
It was still a TPE material, but it was just flat.
Yes, it was. Now it's far more refined. And actually, when we dismantled this, it was much easier for you to dismantle as well.
Yes, it was. The copper is a lot thicker as well. It has to be said on this. So then it's not as not like, it was almost like a foil on the Procores, but this is a lot thicker.
So all these parts combined means that now that the Expert batteries are not the same as the Procore. They are an evolution of the Procore technology.
Very much
We're
so.
using, yes, in many cases we might be using the same cell technology as we did with the Procore Pluses, but the internals for the Procore Plus are not the same as the Expert. So we've taken the opportunity to really ramp up a lot of the technology involved. Still got the same protective parts that we had in the Procore. So yes, you mentioned the cool pack system, cool, but don't forget, you can see here the armoured corners.
Yep.
Okay,
it's worth mentioning that because we get a lot of people take a look at the bottom of their batteries and say, "Oh, I can see the cells." You can't see the cells.
Yeah, that's what you're looking at.
That's armour plating in the corner of the battery there.
Yeah.
It's been on all of them since Procore. So that's something that we've obviously carried on here. Makes perfect sense if you were to drop the machine or the battery onto the corner. This is protecting the cell.
Yes, so I guess we've covered everything we need to talk about for the batteries here.
No, I think you do the battery balance check.
Ah, yes, that's very important. Yes, I wasn't gonna move on too quickly, but that's the internals done, I guess, showing that everything's now higher grade, new. I don't know, can we even call this a new cool pack generation 3? Slightly
I
different.
haven't heard Generation 3 used, but I think I'm going to call it Generation 3.
It's slightly tweaked
Yeah.
because it is different. It's a different shape now.
Yes.
We've got the copper, but also the tin-coated copper. We've got the new PCB, and it's on. I think I'm allowed to call it an armoured PCB board because it's. I mean, you can see here, there's very little exposed. It's actually everything is covered in a plastic as well. So we've gone away from just putting the sealant protection on the top, and now gone to a proper armoured PCB. So this is a state-of-the-art battery.
Yes,
And that's
really
one of the things that make me really, really happy to work for Bosch.
I've always liked our batteries and the fact that you pick them up, they're solid, because basically there is no air in there. Air, obviously being an insulator, we want to keep that down to a minimum. Yeah, solid batteries. You're not nothing, no polycarbonate boxes or anything like that where the cells are going to get hot, but the heat's going to stay in there. So
Yeah.
a lot of thought's gone into these. A lot of thought.
Right. So, other than then, I think I wanted to make one comment because I'm anticipating the question, which will be the difference between these two batteries. Because obviously we had the Procore 18V Plus tabless, and now we have the Bosch EXBA or the Expert 8 amp hour battery. Fundamentally, you're still going to get a lot of advantages out of the tabless cell technology in the Procore Plus battery. The only difference is the maximum current or the amount of wattage delivered by the battery. With because this is still using the Procore 18 volt architecture, that means the maximum wattage is going to be 2000. Okay, and remember, this is the only thing you need to remember with the Expert tabless batteries, the 8 amp hour, we can now get 2400 watts, 110 amps of current out there. Okay, so you're still going to get really good long-term efficiency, lifetime and runtime out of the Procore Plus. But if you really want maximum power and potential, runtime, and the ability to run even bigger, more powerful machines, all that extra headroom, 2,400 watts. Yeah, cool. Right. I don't know. Should we pause for a second? Any questions, maybe? I need a sip of tea.
Yep, we've had a few more questions come in. So the first one is the release button easier to use than the Procore batteries?
It's different, but it's not easier or harder to use. Some people prefer it. Some people feel no difference. We had to get used to it because we're so used to having the push-pull technique.
Thing is, I think I've noticed with these batteries that we have here, these are marketing samples, and they were a bit tricky on the button. It has to be said. However, the ones that you got to use in Germany, which are the real ones, seemed a lot better.
Yes.
We haven't got any of the real ones yet here in the training centre. However, we do have them on order. We'll have them next week. But I think the actual final item is a lot better. It's very, very easy anyway. So it's the natural movement to squeeze the battery and it'll come out.
I mean, maybe I'm having a feel myself. I mean, again, if you are about this week and you want to come visit us at the show in Farnborough, then feel free to come and have a look and have a play. You can get some hands-on and tell me what you think of the new batteries. It just requires a slightly different... it entirely depends on your preference, but I think all it is getting used to the new batteries.
It is, yes.
Yep.
I think you were sceptical to start off with, but you've come to love them now as well.
Yep. I just do what I'm told.
We've had some comments saying that these new batteries look a lot boxier than the Procores.
I can't deny that. Yes, they do.
Yes, they are. We've gone for a more aggressive look, and you'll see with our new range of Expert products that that's all part of the kind of redesign for our premium flagship products, and the batteries match that.
It does mean there's a lot more armouring in the corners as well to protect the battery as well. But really, it's a design aesthetic, I think.
Yeah.
Speaking of Screwfix Live, someone has asked, will the batteries be for sale there?
No, I don't believe so. I think, as I said, the batteries are already being launched across the UK and globally. Screwfix won't be selling them yet. Screwfix are they're a catalog customer, so obviously it takes a little longer for them to come to market with new technology. And as these have essentially only just launched last week, really, as per the Pro Experience dealer event over in Germany, Screwfix won't be able to sell them just yet. But I'm anticipating that they will be for sale eventually.
Yeah.
And the last question for now, just because a few people were putting it in the chat. So to confirm, will we have the GBAs, the Procore Plus and the Expert range, or just the GBAs and the Experts?
For a window of time, you'll be able to buy all three of them, but the Procores will be phasing out.
Yeah, along with the Procore Plus, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I'd say yes. But that won't be for some time, because obviously there are still quite a lot of Procore batteries, Procore Plus, Procore 18V and Procore 18V Plus batteries out there in the market. I think.
The thing is, if a Procore Plus or a Procore battery suits the work that you do, snap them up.
Yeah, totally. As I said, not every product's going to need them, but if you are doing heavy duty work or you need something compact and heavy duty, you can still purchase the Expert batteries.
I've used this alongside the concrete nailer, and it's such a nice machine with such a lightweight solution now. It's really good.
And that's the point. Again, feel free. All our batteries are fully compatible with all the machines. You can still purchase the ones that are relevant for you. But I would start thinking, if it was me, I would start thinking about investing in the Expert 4 amp hour batteries, knowing that, hey, it's a really nice, light, compact form factor, and I've got confidence that if I do want to step up to a more powerful machine that needs the power, that wattage and that current, then this will run it too. And then maybe I could upgrade to the bigger batteries later if I choose to, but this will still run it fine. So, yeah, horses for courses.
Yep, exactly.
Any more questions, Ella?
That's all the questions for now.
Okay, right. Okay, so one last feature I think we need to show.
Yes.
Because I think you've done all the internals.
I think we've covered all of the internals.
So the last thing I want to show is this new feature that we put onto all the Expert batteries, which is our battery check function. So if I cut to a close-up cam, all I'm going to do here is I'm going to hold the battery indicator. I'll press it first. You can see that, hopefully, you can see that has got full charge, 5 lights. Now, if I hold the button for a couple of seconds, it will blink, or it'll go left to right, blinking. Hope you can see that. And then all the LEDs come back on again. I'll cut to the overhead camera and I'll repeat the function, see if you
might see it a little better.
Might be able to see it. Thank you. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to hold the button down. So it'll go this way. Okay, it's flashing, and then all 5 lights light up. This means that it's done an internal check of the internal balancing of the cells. Okay, someone asked a question about battery balancing. It's done a check and it's gone, that's all within tolerance.
Yes.
If, for example, one or maybe
just one light.
If one cell goes wrong, if there's a balancing problem,
you'd
only get one.
You'll only get one light. So it's only a 1 or a 5. There's no sliding scale of how bad it is. It's with whether it's a pass or a fail.
Yeah, and to
pass
be honest,
at 5, fail at 1.
But it's important to point out that's fine. There's no need to worry. It's just saying, okay, maybe one of the cells internal hasn't passed the check. That doesn't mean you need to throw the battery out. It doesn't mean there's a problem that it's dangerous. It just means, hey, this battery is probably starting to start getting a bit weaker. You might want to consider replacing it at some point. But there's no rush.
You're probably not
getting
the same amount of power out of it as you would normally.
That's right, yes. But it at least gives you, the user, the ability to go, do you know what, I'm doing an application, it doesn't feel right, and you have the confidence to just a quick little battery check, go, do you know what, okay, no problem, or, oh, okay, this makes sense. So you can factor that, put it in little what we do, mark it and go, okay, that battery's probably getting to its service, end of its service life, needs replacing.
In reality, when it comes to balancing the cells in the battery, they all have a set resistance. If the resistance of one cell drops, it means that cell's going to get battered more times you use it. Yeah. If the resistance rises, it means the pressure's going to be put on the other 4 cells. So it's still going to work. It just means that it's not balanced, and there's probably going to be a failure at some point in the future.
Right, yeah. But again, nothing to immediately get worried about, but it's good to factor into your mind going, oh, okay, I've got one battery that's a bit weak. So, I saw one of the questions pop up there very briefly talking about compatibility. Who was that? From Jabberwock, I think. Will these fit into the battery compartment of the new cut-off concrete saw? It will fit all the same. If the 12 amp hour battery fits, the Procore battery, then so will the Expert batteries too. Same thing for all the batteries, so they'll fit into the same machines as long as the Procore
it looks boxier than it actually is. It's a bit of an optical illusion with these, but they do fit all the machines that the 12 fits in.
It's not like we were surprised. We knew they were coming.
Yeah.
So we designed
Yeah.
all our machines with that anticipation.
Yeah.
That would have been terribly embarrassing if we built batteries that didn't fit. So no, you'll be fine. As long as the existing Procore fits, then the equivalent expert will be fine as well.
Yep.
Ella, I can see you asking to ask questions.
One more question has come in about the batteries. Will there be a different charger for these new expert batteries?
Good question.
Well, it will fit all of the other current chargers that we have, but yes, there is.
Yes, and we're going to come. Yes, we're going to go on to that.
Mm.
Got to keep it. Got to try and keep this live stream short. No chance.
There's no chance.
But
no
yes,
chance.
we'll get to that very soon. But full compatibility, backwards and forwards compatibility for our batteries and chargers as per usual.
Yep.
There are ones that we would recommend. We would always recommend either our, well, it used to be the GAL, the GAL,
1880.
Gewerblich Acculada, 18V-160s.
160, yep. You
Because-
could use the 1880, which is the old one, but that's now obsolete. That's been replaced by the GAL 12V/18V8.
Yep.
80,
80?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but again, if you're running the bigger batteries, like the 8 and definitely things like the 15, then I really recommend going for a really high speed charger. So the new Expert GAL, or EXAL, sorry, that's a 16 amp charger, just like the one you described.
Yes.
Or what we're going to show you next. So I think that's a good opportunity.
Oh,
yeah. Should we go to it now? Need to
Yes.
make a little
Well,
room.
Lovely batteries.
Lovely
Need a
batteries.
lovely charger.
That is true. That is true. So I'm going to get it onto the table first. The important thing here is that we have been needing one of these for some time.
Oh yes, it's been certainly asked for.
So anyone who
multiple
has got, say for example, our GRA 18V2, that's 46, which is our 2 times 18 volt lawnmower, probably been, where is this? I need this. So here we go. I'm going to pop this on your side then.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the charger out first, just for the introduction. Okay. So here we go. We've got our first expert charger, and this is going to be the EXAL 18V2-320.
Yes.
We do love our names, don't
Yep. 320 as in 32 amps, which obviously split into 2 bays.
we? Yeah, mate.
16 amp chargers.
Yeah, that makes this, currently, as of the recording of this live stream, it makes it the world's fastest 18 volt.
Double bay parallel charger.
You're stealing all my lines.
I am.
Okay. So.
I wanted to say that.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
You don't usually let me say anything.
No, of course not. So Dan's pointed out 32, so 16 and 16.
Yeah.
So it's you could almost say it's just two chargers bolted together, but we've taken the
God, no,
opportunity
yeah.
to make some vast improvements, right?
Very much so. Yeah, each bay is individually controlled. So you can set your charge to a fast charge or hypercharge. I think we still call it hypercharge.
I don't know if we can call that if you like, yeah.
Or a slow charge. You can limit to 80%. And you've got active cooling in each individual bay for the batteries.
Yeah, so this is a new form of active cooling. So again, maybe if the close-up can see inside the bays, we've got 2 fans on the side inside here. Okay, and the advantage here, I'm not going to get into the nerdy numbers, but because these have got these really powerful fans that blow on the back side of the battery, so I'll pop a 4 amp hour there now, you see, it's pushing and throwing air right at the cool pack system.
Yep.
Okay,
Directly over the cooling fins.
Exactly. Because we've got this new high power cooling fans, that means you can reduce the temperature on the batteries really quickly. So if you are using the batteries really hard, okay, and you are getting they're building up in heat, of course they are, because that's normal, and then you run out of battery, okay, but the battery's probably going to be quite hot still, okay. That means you can pop it on the battery charger, the active air cooling version 3 will bring that temperature down as fast as possible, really quickly, to then allow the charger to start putting charge in.
Am I right in thinking as well that these can also start charging the batteries at a higher temperature because of that?
Well, it's a mixture actually. Something that we didn't cover, but I thought we'll bring it up in this part of the presentation, is that the expert batteries can actually work and on a wider temperature range compared to the Pro cores. The GBAs and the Pro cores were designed between, I think it was best works between 0 and 45 degrees, I believe. And now the expert batteries will run -10, I think it is, up to 55 degrees.
Yeah.
Right? That means that, yes, you can run them hotter and run them at colder weather before the derating or the electronics kicks in to try and prevent damage to the battery.
Yep.
But it also means you can start charging quicker.
Yeah. So less downtime, you less waiting for the battery to cool down before it can start charging.
So there you go. Another reason why, if you go for an expert battery with an expert charger, you can work at the batteries at a hotter temperature and charge faster. So the battery charger will charge the expert battery at a higher temperature than a normal battery.
So not only is the battery charger the world's fastest, but the mechanisms to allow it to charge fastest are also...
Oh, it's just so
Impressive.
much. It's too much. So much. We're gonna have to do another live stream where we just explain all the finer details. But Danny's made the valid points there. 2 different bays, active cooling 3.
Yep.
I mean, just for numbers, if you get an 8 amp hour expert battery, no, that one, the other one, that'll allow you to charge that up to full in 39 minutes. Okay, from completely flat.
That's crazy.
And that means you can have 2 charged up to full in 39 minutes. I think, obviously, because of how lithium-ion works, you can charge up to 50%, for example, or 80% in a much faster time.
Yeah.
So you could get up to 50% a lot quicker in the boost mode as well. So three settings, right?
Yeah.
Your normal charging, your long life charging, which is a slow charge, but it still charges to 100%, but it's not doing it quickly. So if you're concerned about the health of your battery over a long period of time, you can always slow charge, or you've got that boost function where just get the energy in as quick as possible.
And you can limit to 80% as well.
That's right, yes. So
think about that 4 amp hour battery, that bi-turbo, one that can now run a bi-turbo, 30 minutes to charge that from flat to full.
absolutely.
Or 30 minutes to charge 2. So this coupled with a couple of batteries, you can work probably, you think you'd be
If you had 3
hard-pressed.
batteries, especially maybe expert, maybe not, if you had 3 batteries, you will always have a battery ready.
Yeah.
Always.
Always have one on charge, always have one done, and always have one in the machine.
And I'd argue you'll always have one available, even if you're running that battery super hard, right? On a really heavy application, because you know one will always be ready to go. Okay, you'll swap it over. That one will start charging really quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, by the time you've depleted that battery in your machine, you always have one ready to go.
Yeah.
Right. So again, it's basically we're trying to make sure there's basically continuous working. With a 15 amp hour battery, I think it's an hour on one of these to charge. So again,
That's an hour for 2 though. That's
that's 30 amps of power in an hour.
Mm.
Okay, so yes, dual bay charger with ultra speed tech. That's a very fancy way of saying that we can really power it really quickly. They are being currently sold in this L-BOXX configuration.
Yes.
And that's important to know. There's a few things we want to point out. Obviously, the charger sits in it. We might have to lean it forward in a minute.
Yep.
So I'm just going to set that up. There we go.
Got a little cutout in the side there for the cable to come out. It also has a little stand here at the back to prevent the lid from shutting.
Why is that important, eh?
Well, you don't want to keep the heat in the box when you're charging. However, you can, if you flick that out the way, you can get that to drop down, but it will never fully drop down because of the battery's on charge in there.
Yeah,
the
that
last thing we want you to do is stick 2 very warm batteries in there on charge and then shut the box.
Yeah, there you are. Just to prove a point. We designed it deliberately, so if that was to happen, for whatever reason, it won't close, and I think you made the point there.
Yeah, you've still got enough air circulation for it to not cause damage to the batteries.
The catch there is just to stop people knocking or wind closing it accidentally.
But you've got space in the back here for 4 other batteries as well. So all of your entire energy solution is right in this box, ready to go.
It's a great solution. And I know already, Marcus, you're in the chat, battery box.
Yeah.
We had some options which we were playing with the idea maybe a couple of years ago of doing an L-BOXX battery box. I'm not sure why we didn't do it, but you can see now with these and a few other SKUs out there, so there will be a few battery kits, I believe, that will come in L-BOXXs with own little bays. But you can see here, this is the great solution. So yeah, 4 batteries. You kind of can get the batteries in here as well, so you can have 6 batteries as well, just not put in the charging bay itself. So you can now carry your batteries and you can charge without having to get the charger out. It's a great little solution. So I'm sure we're going to have some questions. Ella, what we got?
Dave has asked, is that L-BOXX the newer, slightly bigger one in between the 136 and the 238?
So 136.
This is the 136. Yeah. Now this is the standard 136.
so
it's no bigger.
Yeah.
It's just been it's actually moulded in the side. No inlays or anything in here. This is actually moulded into the box itself to take all of the batteries and everything nice and securely. So you haven't got to worry about inlays cracking or anything like that.
Ollie did actually respond to this question in the chat, but just for those that didn't see, Outdoors said, I agree, I'd like a slower 6 or 8 bay charger with the option to fast charge.
I'll say stay tuned.
Yes.
There are plans to do stuff.
Things that we saw in Germany, the week before the Pro event, that are really quite exciting when it comes to charging.
I think ourselves, Danny, myself, and as well as many of our other international trainers have been working really closely with the engineering team.
On a real entry-level project for charging, and it's really good.
Yeah,
it's a very, very promising solution.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, again, I want to thank those in the chat that have been giving us great ideas, giving us suggestions, giving us the ammunition to go back to the product managers and the engineers to say, we've got a market for XYZ. This is what, allowing them feedback when they ask us, oh, would you like this? And we're like, yeah, no, we probably don't want that, but maybe something like this. And they've come out with a really great solution.
I think we asked you previously about a sort of solution as to what charging combination you would want. In one of the last live streams, actually, not recent, but maybe a year or so ago, and that was all fed back to Germany, and they've built this solution based on information like that, and it's
they're definitely playing
really good.
Yeah, they're definitely playing with the ideas here. So there's still early days. There's still lots of options, but just take Danny and my word for it. What they have proposed is excellent. Is outstanding. Yeah. Let's hope they go with that solution or a variant of this solution. So stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. Okay.
And the last question for now is, where does the cable store on that L-BOXX?
Cable store.
Plenty of space
inside. There's loads of space in here. Even with, if I pop that battery over the far side there, cable spools up just inside there. Plenty of space behind the batteries, even behind that 15 amp battery there. Pop that down, and there you go. All in the box.
Yeah, not a problem. Okay, cool. Right, okay, well, so we've covered the new EXAL 18V2-320. Yeah, 320. World's fastest 18 volt, I'm going to say dual bay parallel charger. Very important and very difficult to say. There are a few out there in the market, however, ours is the fastest due to that 2x 16 amp base.
Yes.
Outstanding. We've already talked about the cooling technology, again, allowing you to get charging quicker. And we know that if you're going to be using hardcore batteries, you're going to want a hardcore charger, and that means your batteries are going to probably be pretty hot too. So that active air cooling, which sounds mundane, is actually really important. It's all part of this wider topic. Okay. Now
we've reached that point in the live stream.
We have. Okay, right. So
exciting stuff.
So I guess you could say, Dan, what's the big deal? Why do we need batteries, expert batteries? Why do we need these new expert chargers?
Well, we brought out ProCore because we needed more power to run bigger machines. Now we've got even more power. So what can we run off of even more power?
That's kind of it. We're always in our attempt to bring corded performance to the battery platform.
And I seriously think in this consideration, we've exceeded that.
That's right. So now, because we've got batteries that, yes, you've got a single layer battery that can deliver that 2000 watts, or or here with the 15, or maybe with, I don't know how to put it there, with the 8 amp hour expert battery, the ability to run 2,700 watts of power. That means now we can run much bigger machines. So Dan, you've got one down your end.
Really, I should have a drum roll for this. Actually, no, there's one that later on that deserves the drum roll.
Wow, yes. Right, so we're going to do a teaser here. Wait, before you bring it up, Dan, hide it, keep it low.
I'm hiding it. I'm hiding it.
Okay. It's important to point out here that these tools.
Yeah, sorry.
He's struggling a little bit.
Having a moment.
So with these tools, okay, they are not launched yet. Okay, they've still got quite some time before these come to market.
Yes.
We're going to be looking at launching these tools as well as many others. Okay, and they'll be coming out early next year.
Early next year.
Very important.
We've got, what was it, 3 months?
At least.
A lead time on these to actually get these to show you. So, which is actually a really big deal from the rules and regulations that we've had to go through over the years.
So we've kind of fought really hard to make sure that we can show you these in person today. If you are going to see us later on this week at the Screwfix live event, you might be able to get hands on and have a feel of something.
Yes.
Okay, so first machine up. Let's have it.
All right.
You've been asking for this for a long time, haven't you?
There we go. We have the EXDB 18V2-180. Rolls off the tongue.
Oh, well, it needs to. Okay, so what we've got here is, you can see first off, yes, it is a diamond, we call it a diamond bore machine. Hey, it's a core drill.
Yes, a core drill.
Okay.
A proper dedicated core drill.
Okay, diamond core drill, so wet, dry, up to at 182 millimeters. That's the name. 180, but this will do 182 millimeter diameter coring in concrete. 18 V2, because as you can see, two batteries, and obviously perfectly situated to take two 15 amp hour batteries, for example. Hey, you can do a combo if you want. You have a mixture.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And it will obviously run off the lowest one.
It's now limited to the lowest one. Yes. So you'd have, if that was an 8 amp hour battery, I think it is.
5.5.
That's 5.5. So it's limited to 5.5 amp hour runtime. However, if you had two 15s in there, you've got the full 15 amp hours of runtime on that. For a stationary machine like this, or indeed a handheld machine, I have seen this used by a rather large guy in Germany.
Yes, that's
handheld. Yeah, it's really a powerful machine.
There you go. There's the battery I wanted. Okay, just to
considering its size, it's not actually that heavy.
No, not particularly. No. It's well balanced, partly because of the positioning of the battery platform.
Yes.
Here behind the back. The control panel itself allows you to check the battery capacity of each individual one.
Yes.
So you don't need to press the buttons on the side or take the batteries out.
You can just cycle the battery level through the control panel.
Let's see, where is it? Okay, you can see here on the side. There's that favourite word again. Yep. Yes. So for those heroes out there that are manually running their cord machines, I know there's plenty of those guys doing those. This machine features our kickback protection. So again, if you are going to catch a core, if you're going to catch it, you're going to want something like kickback.
Certainly are. Yeah. Currently, the only machine that we have in our range is a corded GSB 162-2RE, and that has a mechanical clutch, and that is all it has. So if you're not ready or you're not braced, if that kicks back, you know about it.
That's right, yes.
This has having the kickback in there as well, and a friction clutch with a lower breakaway torque. Much better machine, and you've got the flexibility of it not being tied to a wall.
Yes, that's right.
Really handy.
So running two batteries, a lot of that is going to be for runtime, because these are long applications, because you're going to be doing big cores, long coring potentially into all kinds of material. 2,500 watts of corded equivalent performance out of that. So now you can see why we want to have extra batteries to run it. Now this is featuring essentially what we would call a bi-turbo brushless machine motor. So that is why you'd be wanting to run expert batteries. I think it will run, I believe, on normal GBAs, but it's not going to give you the performance you need.
It's not.
So again,
if
expert machine,
really
expert battery.
Your job, then you can use those. But really,
we've both had a bit of hands-on. I was blown away with how fast you could work this machine. On the top, you have a overload LED here.
That's my favourite part of the machine. There.
Yeah.
Because it gives you exactly an indication of how fast you can go and no more.
That's right.
So it's green when it's running not under load or off load. As soon as you load it up and it gets to the point of overload, overload's a poor term, really.
It's giving you headroom. It's giving you an indicator.
It's an indicator that you may be pushing a little bit hard on the core. However, if you get to the point where the green and the yellow flicker, that's spot on. Yeah. And you'll proceed.
I was going to say, that's exactly where I found myself, right on the edge between yellow and green the whole time. If I'm there, that means I'm making progress. So the overload protection here, you can always see it. It's got simple spirit bubbles on the top there, and also one on the auxiliary side handle there. So you can make sure that you're lining up your core nice and straight, because you don't want to start that on an angle, because you're not going to recover that.
Exactly.
So you can start it nicely. Nice and correctly on angle. I'll let's see if I can get it to kick back.
Braver man than me.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Actually, that was not too bad.
Nope. On the interface on the back there, fingers still held down the trigger, and you can see that the interface should be flashing red, and then the icon there is red as well, saying that kickback has kicked in. Yeah. The
2-speed selection on the side here, really straightforward. It gives you indicators on there for the diameter of the core bit that you're actually cutting, and the suggested gear for it to be in. It's that simple.
We thought gear 1 and gear 2 would be enough, but no, actually, how about we just give you the size?
We give you the size of the core, regardless of the length of the core, and then you can just set it with either forward or backwards.
So 2 gears, 2 batteries, 250 watts of power, kickback control, overload, warning lights.
Water feed with incorporated tap.
Yeah, dust extraction if you want it to.
Dust extraction if you want it. So this fits in the space of the water feed, and you just pop your M-class minimum extractor on there, and away you go.
Absolutely. I mean, what is there not to like? It's even lightweight.
It is.
Okay, right. So I can see Ella furiously trying to get our attention. So there's probably some questions.
Flapping going on.
Now, we've got to be brief here because we can't spend too long on these
No.
machines because we want to talk about a few other things. And more importantly, I know there's something at the end of this live stream that you definitely want to see. Okay, Ella, what we got?
First question is from Radine, and he says, can this tool run on just one battery?
No.
I'll prove the point.
No. It requires both batteries to run.
Kaput.
No.
Does not like it.
The reason for that is it's fitted with a 36-volt motor that requires the two batteries to run. That's simply what it is.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just taking advantage of that output from those batteries.
To be honest, I can't even show the difference in battery because they're both fully charged, but yes. It has, just so you know, I didn't mention it before, user selectable kickback. Why you would want to switch it off? You're a braver man than I, but maybe you'd like to. In certain applications, again, maybe if it's catching,
maybe
if you want to be more aggressive.
If you got it on a rig.
Yeah, maybe, but then it shouldn't kick.
Should do.
No. And that's something that we aren't going to show today, but we are also bringing a wall mounting rig.
It's a lovely
And it is
it's really nice.
Yeah, it's really good. Brand new core
Yeah.
drill, expert machine, and we're going to bring an outstanding rig for
It's
it too.
very nicely engineered and it's very easy to operate.
I was going to play a video of it, but I think we'll save that to a little closer to launch. Okay, so Ella, any more questions?
Yes, we've got a few more. Will you be offering the batteries in packs of 2 or in a boxed kit, if you like, where you can choose what batteries are in it?
We're definitely providing a couple kits.
Yep.
I think we're going to do, there's definitely a few L-BOXX kits. Now, don't quote me on this because, again...
I would check on the website.
Yeah,
because
check on the website.
They are listed on the website under new tools and then batteries and chargers. You'll find the dual bay charger on there as well. And as they're available, there'll be prices on there as well.
Yeah, I think there's going to be, I think there's a 6 battery kit and there's definitely a 4 battery kit that I think is split between 8 and 4 amp hours. Okay, so there are variations out there, and maybe the local dealers may produce their own kits as well.
Yeah,
that's possible
that's
because
possible.
they're able to do that. But yeah, we will have kits, and energy kits or starter kits with and without the L-BOXXs, in the L-BOXXs, and who knows, maybe we'll get some out there with chargers and batteries.
Yeah, that would be nice. Have a whole energy solution in the box.
Yeah, of course.
Last 3 questions, because we've had a few of the same questions come through. Are the expert tools replacing by turbo?
Shall I answer this one?
Yeah, you can answer this because it's not that simple.
I would argue, the way I'd look at it is, bi-turbo technology will be rolled into the expert products.
Yeah.
So you'll find that the expert products will feature bi-turbo technology.
Yes.
It's not going away, but you'll see that pretty much the majority, many tools that will have bi-turbo tech will be an expert product.
But not all turbo products will be expert.
And that,
same as not all top of the range products will be expert.
That's right. And that's one of the reasons, again, why I thoroughly recommend, if you are looking at bigger machines that are high energy draw, then that's why I can just recommend, hey, grab any of the expert batteries. You know you're going to get the maximum performance. Just select a battery based on how much runtime you need. So if you're using one of our VIXers or our GRWs, something like the 160, for example,
160,
then hey, that will run it. That will get maximum power, but you might want to go for a 15 or an 8 amp hour for runtime.
Yeah. That's it. You've explained that incredibly well. I've tripped over that 3 times every time I've tried to explain it. So
sometimes I'm good at my job, but only sometimes. Only sometimes. Yeah, no, that's why I think we both agree. The new simplification of the battery range, just saying, hey, they're all expert. They're all designed to run with the expert machines. Choose the capacity you want. That's so much easier for us to tell people, and so much easier for you to understand out there. Okay, Ella, any more?
Next question, why don't you consider bringing out a 36-volt battery for niche tools like this?
We used to have 36 volt.
we did have 36 volt. However, a lot more people out there have 18 volt batteries now, and the technology for the 18 volt batteries has come on leaps and bounds. We can now get far more energy from an 18 volt battery than we could ever from a 36 volt.
I think it's simple. It's simple for me. We don't want you to have loads of different batteries.
Exactly.
Different battery platforms.
Yeah, there is that as well. Yeah. You don't want a whole other range of products that just run on a different voltage level. So you've got to buy multiple battery levels.
So originally we said, hey, we want you to be able to get corded performance on a single 18 volt battery. And that's still the case for many machines, okay? But we wanted to maintain even more power, but without you having to go to a higher voltage. We didn't want you to go to 36. We didn't want you to go to something like 54 volt or 72 volt.
Not
wanted
to mention that 36-volt batteries are a lot heavier.
and more expensive.
And more expensive.
A lot
as
more
well to
cells in
produce,
there,
yeah.
right? So instead, as you can see here, we are now just upgrading the cell technology to mean we can get the same or maybe more power compared to higher voltage from the 18-volt platform. And when we need to, we can go 2 times 18 volt to get up to, in this case, well, we've got 2,500.
Yeah.
Something up there is 2,700, I think.
Yes. I think it
So
is.
we can get a lot of power out of the 18-volt platform now. So yeah. How's that? How's that, Ella? That working?
One final question for now, because it's been put in the chat a lot. Will there be a connectivity version of the new chargers?
Short answer, no. We seem to be moving away from connectivity, I think it's fair to say.
Yes.
And some of these machines that we actually have on shelves behind us at the moment don't have connectivity, but do have all the functionality now baked into the keypad and in a really easy way to understand it as well. Fewer buttons, simpler commands you put into them. It makes it a lot easier. And you haven't got the complication of having to have a phone on the job site, which isn't usually recommended, really.
Yeah. The way I look at it, its connectivity will still remain, but it will primarily be for the measuring tools.
Yes.
Where the Bluetooth connectivity makes a lot of sense, integration with the Measure On app, use of remote controls, for example, like the leveling app. But for power tools, we've listened to you and we realized that it's more of a hindrance, and you'd rather, the feedback came back from all the people we've spoken to, you'd rather have buttons.
Yes,
basically, to change the modes.
I think we've found out from a lot of when we took on the Pro 360 part of the Toolbox app, when we dragged the Toolbox app over to the Pro 360 app, that a lot of people aren't using the functionality that we've put in there anyway.
Fair.
For the hassle of doing it.
Yeah, fair point.
However, having it on the machine makes it a lot easier, a lot quicker to adjust settings. So it just made a lot more sense. You'll find that going forward, and a lot of the machines are going to have maybe slightly more complicated looking control panels, but they'll have all of the features that they had before with connectivity without the need to connect it.
All right, so
that right?
Was that the last question, Ella?
Yep, last one for now.
All right. Now, I know already there's people that have been looking forward to this thing.
Yeah.
They actually didn't know, I think they didn't know they wanted it.
No.
Okay, again, really sneak peek. For those who are joining us, maybe you're a bit late, because I know this around this time, close to about 7 o'clock, we sometimes get some of the guys that have finally clocked off work, had their dinner, and they log onto the live stream. So
You got the name for this one? Because it's a long one.
Oh, this is my favourite one. But this is just, again, a sneak peek for expert products. These will not be launched yet. These will be launched early next year. But again, we've got special permission from all the people over in Germany to let us show you some of these new range of high-performance expert products from Bosch. Here's one I bet you didn't think we were going to bring out. This is the brand new, or soon to be brand new, EXWS 18V2-230P. Easy for me to say.
Yes.
Now I'm going to pop some batteries on because it looks better.
Yes, so we're looking at here a dual battery, 230 millimeter paddle switch grinder, large angle grinder.
Yeah, 9-inch. You wanted it, we've delivered it finally. We needed to wait a little longer, obviously, to get to the technology, the battery tech to run this bad boy. And this is the one I was saying, this is up to, did you say
2,700 watts of corded equivalent power.
Yeah, that's what we need to do now.
That's over and above the current range of corded machines that we do.
With the exception of
with
one.
the exception of the 3,000, but we don't sell that in the UK.
That's right, yes.
The Hurricane, I believe they call it.
Oh, that is a beast.
It's a beast.
But it is amazing. It's a 3,000 watt brushless corded machine.
Yes.
Mad, 3-phase. So what have we got here? Right, so Dan, you said most of the important details. We don't want to spend too much time going into all the specs, but essentially you're running a machine with a cutting depth of 64 millimeters. Okay, it's not going to be X-Lock because it's a large angle grinder, so it's M14 still with your 22.23 mil bore. But the party trick, I want to do it because I love it. The party trick is
Cut it. Perfect.
I'll take the bait. I'll do it one more time, yes. And also, obviously the auxiliary handle's in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Hey man, if you want to shoot sparks that way or this way, now you've got the option with the rotating handle. Simply the button here, press it, rotate, locks in, and you're ready to go. So you can grind and you can cut whichever your preference is.
We gave this plenty of abuse over in Germany.
Absolutely.
And it's unstoppable.
Yeah, stay tuned for the video where we've done some videos on some of these expert products, and this is one of the ones that we did an all about, a nice long format video on this machine. It's great.
You can tell the power on this machine. There's a little filter on the back here. You pop that up. I cut my fingernail, so I'm probably not going to be able to do this. No, you might have to do that.
Yeah,
so underneath this little filter on the top here, you've got a direct airflow across the heatsink of the control module right there.
yeah, this is a heavy duty machine.
Yeah, so you can see from that design feature alone that this is going to drag a lot of power out of those batteries and deliver it to that really large brushless motor.
Yes. So we've talked about what you can see, but don't forget, this is an expert product, so premium features, not just performance. Yeah. Okay. I should pop the batteries back in very quickly. Okay.
But this section here is literally all motor, which makes it a larger motor than you find on the GBH 18V-45.
Well, think of it this way.
Impressive bit of kit.
Balance is really good because you can see that obviously the weight, the center of gravity is ideal between the heavy motor and accessory and the battery packs on the back, so it feels nice and comfortable. Hey, it's an expert product, so it has both kickback protection, it also has a protection switch, it has vibration control, and it also has a intelligent braking system as well. So this has all the things you would expect Bosch to produce for a large angle grinder in the 18 volt, and also now this expert range of products. Outstanding. Yeah. I think hopefully there'll be plenty of people out there that are excited to get their hands on one of these, and I'm sure there's plenty of people, especially things like rail engineers, for example, that this will really make their life a lot easier. Yeah. Okay. Right.
Right. What have we got next?
Next one. While we're still on the topic of expert machines, you've got
this is a lovely one.
We've already teased it already.
Yep. We had it out earlier. So this one is the I'm going to get used to that. This is the EXBH 18V-32F. Looks similar to some of the other machines we have in our range. However, this is a completely new machine when it comes to rotary hammers. We're out on the market already. We have the bi-turbo GBH 18V-36, 32, which is the SDS Plus version. A lot bigger than this. This is a nice lightweight machine.
I mean, 34.
Is it 34? But actually 32.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Internal joke.
Yes. I think the important point here is that this is not going to be, it's not trying to replace the 34.
No.
It's trying to do something very specific. We got a lot of feedback that everyone people like the 34, but it's quite a big machine. It's got a lot of power, 5.6 joules, up to well, the 32 millimeter drilling diameter, but a much heavier hitting machine. But people said it's quite big and heavy. So the advantage with this, it's different, isn't it?
Yes. Very, very lightweight machine. Really good vibration values on this as well. Really heavy hitting as well. So it's got literally all of the things that you would wish for in a compact SDS Plus.
Yeah. Hammer. So it's a light machine. It's delivering 4.5 joules of pneumatic energy, but because of how we've got the higher RPM, it's actually very productive. Yeah. I think the comparison we've made for this machine, and you'll see this across the board when we talk about expert machines, is it's often going to be compared to another machine in our range.
Yes.
Just like how we do for the Pro and the Expert accessories. So it's the same logic here. So I believe I think it's 60% faster compared to the nearest equivalent, which is the 28?
28.
GBH 18V-28.
28, or the F version.
Yeah, yeah. Which is it's a nearest equivalent in that SDS Plus category. Yeah. We've played with this. Yep, we believe it all.
Yes.
It's a really comfortable machine, and it's got a really, well, actually, I'll tell you what, if you've been on any of our socials already, you might have seen this machine up against another competitor.
It's making some waves, shall we say, all of which are true.
Yes, we're happy to stake our reputation on it because we have used
this. Because I've done it.
Yeah, we've done it.
We've actually done it. It's, it's an animal.
But more importantly, as I said, we're making sure that it is still lightweight, still comfortable to use. It's got a number of settings on the back. I'll pop on a 4 amp hour. Okay, probably hard for you to catch on the camera there, but you can see you've got the button on the back of the control panel, and it allows you to cycle between 100% and 70%, so full power. They all have a soft start. But then you've got a limited one here. If you're working in more sensitive material, you can limit the maximum power to 70%, and it has an even slower ramp up. The machine features kickback control. It's probably on the logo on the top there. I don't think I need to demonstrate it. Everyone's familiar with that has. All our rotary hammers pretty much now have kickback control, because that's typically the applications you're running in concrete and stuff. You're likely to hit stuff you don't like.
In reality, if we're producing a machine that has a safety feature, it makes sense to pretty much put it on anything that we make, because of the fact that it's a safety feature.
Yeah.
It's like buying a car without a seatbelt now. You just wouldn't do it. It's just part of the system.
I think the highest vibration ratings we have is when I think it's, I think the lowest vibration we have is 9.3 meters per second squared. I think that's chiseling, for example. So yes, active vibration reduction, both decouple top and bottom, helping keep the vibration nice and low, so it's more comfortable, lower fatigue, and also allowing you to run the machine safer for longer. What's there not to like? One thing we didn't show, which we'll show when we talk about the tool in more detail.
Yes.
Is the ability to add some of our onboard dust extraction facilities much easier than before. But
the ones that we already make clip to this particular side handle here. So instead you take the depth adjuster off and you simply click on the dust extractor nozzle and away you go.
GDE 16.
16, yeah.
But we'll show
straight on it.
Yeah, exactly. But remember, this is just a sneak peek. We'll show you all of this much closer when we get a bit closer to release date. We're going to go into a lot more detail, but I think that's enough just to tease it. Just to tease it. Just to tease it.
Yeah.
But hopefully
we've got to keep some of that juicy goodness in the bag.
Exactly. That is so light. That's so light. Okay. Now, last hardcore sneaky peek, and then we'll field some questions, and then we will see if we can roll out with a real showstopper. Yes. Okay, Stan. I think you should grab this one.
I've got this one because people. It's something that all you guys out there have been asking for quite some time now.
Here's one of them.
Here's one of them. There's actually two of them coming out. But I finally have first fix NAILER.
I want to look at the chat.
I'm so happy this is here.
Well, come on, chat. Let's see.
Go on.
Then we're going to say yeah. Okay, so name Dan.
This is the EXNH 18V-90 MD.
Well, MR,
or
MD.
MD. Yeah.
There's two versions. I think we've got the M.
This is the MR version here, not the MD version. I'll run through that quickly for you. It's expert product. NAILER makes it a NAILER. 18 volt, obviously 18 volt. 90 millimeters maximum nail length on this particular machine. M is for multi-fire. D is for D-shaped head nails. R is for round.
Or regular, round head. I call it regular, but you are right, it's round. Yeah. Okay. Let me pop it on the screen a little bit. I think they were struggling to see it originally.
Sorry, I'm probably wobbling it about all over the place with excitement.
Yeah. Wait, that's true. So yes. Have you done the full name already?
Yes, just done it.
So 90 mil max.
90 mil maximum. I've got some just here. I grabbed them.
Yeah.
So of course I want to do a demo of it.
There we go. Thanks. So Sheldon's already said about time.
Correct.
Correct. However, this is what we're like at Bosch. We've seen this product in development. We've had a lot of feedback from the product managers. We've obviously got our two cents and our oar in, so to speak, saying this is what we want, this is what we want. Happy Dan? Yeah. Yes,
very, very happy with this.
Now,
smile on my face when I opened the box for this when it came in.
Yeah. So top line again, because this is just a teaser. If you want to see it, maybe you'd like to. Maybe we can let some people try it. Maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe if we bring enough nails for the event. But we're going to be demonstrating this every now and then on our little quad area in the Bosch stand. Someone hopefully can tell me what stand number it is at some point. But come visit us on the stand. We'll be able to show you this. We'll do some light demonstrations indoors. Maybe we'll go outside into the demonstration area as well to demo. But again, bear in mind, remember, it isn't going to be out until early next year. We've got two models that are going to come out early and about midway through the year, fingers crossed. Okay.
I think this is the midway through the year.
I think so, yes. I think so, yes.
The D-head NAILER is the one that's going to come out beginning of the year.
Yeah. So we've got 90 mil max. So it's 50 to 90 millimeter nails. What's that? 2.9 to 3.3 millimeters. Let me just check. Yes, that's right. Okay. Two different magazine capacities. I think it's 57 for the Ds, which is going to be more, and I think it's 38 for the R.
Yeah.
Is going to be the plan. Is it a fixed magazine? Yes, it is.
They have short and long magazines for these as well, so you
Yes,
can extend the magazine if you want to have a longer magazine on it.
That's right.
And why wouldn't you?
Yes, exactly. And then I think just to answer some of the earlier questions we had, we in the UK are pretty sure we're going to be only bringing the multi-fire function one.
Yeah.
So there is going to be a...
Historically, we've only ever bought the multi-fire function.
So single and bump sequential, which is great. I mean, we'll have a go in a minute, Dan, before we move on.
I don't want to know anything to the desk, though.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, we'll see.
You can't polish that out.
Yeah. And I think to answer one of the questions we had earlier, this is going to be a nitrogen spring.
Yes, nitrogen spring. However, you can charge it yourself using the Schrader valve in the back of the machine. So, over a period of time, if that nitrogen leaks out, you can pump this up with regular air.
Yeah, if you cut to the overhead for us, Ollie, for a second, mate. I'm not going to open up the back, but I just wanted to show that we've got an area at the back here. Hopefully you can see that it says fill. Okay, you simply just remove this back panel. That's where the Schrader valve is. And you can use, you can use bicycle pump if you want.
Bicycle pump, yeah.
Or
just
you
to
could
top it up.
Yeah, and fingers crossed that we're going to have a pro pump of some kind
Yes.
that you could use as well.
I asked that the first thing I asked.
Exactly.
As soon as they said about pumping it up.
So Dan, we could talk about the nose, because
Yes.
obviously the nose, there's two different types. You've got an aggressive and a nomar.
This is the Nomar that we've currently got it on the moment. You can see this is a rubber. Yeah,
Yeah, take the battery
off for that. So yeah, the Nomar one you can see here. This is a rubberized cover that goes over the standard caps that we've got inside. So this is the one you'd use if you didn't want to mar the material. Basically, the Nomar cap.
I think I just made that one up.
No, it is. That's
Well, the nomar or mar-free?
no, it's Nomar.
Oh,
That's what they call it.
Very nice then.
Underneath, we have
Far
a
more.
reversible sort of a tooth on the front of it here. So we have the spiked one underneath and the open one at the top. Simply undo that with the screw, turn them over, and you've got two different profiles of tip on there as well.
Yeah.
So in reality, it's three different
You see,
tips that you've got on.
and that's if you want to really hold the material as you're driving your screws in. It's much more aggressive.
Yeah, this is what I found here as well. That this actually, although I haven't tried it yet, clips onto the base of the machine just here to keep that nice and tucked away, so you've got everything with you when you're working.
As this is the MR, hopefully you can see that there's your degrees for your nails. I'm trying to remember what the degree.
34
34
on
and
the,
20. Okay, cool.
on the other one.
Thank you.
This is a 21. I
Thank you.
believe.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Okay. I think it's 34,
30 to
30 to
34,
34, yeah. And then, yeah, this is 121. So Ella's also got what's grabbing our attention to do some more Q&As, I think. So, yes. I'm sure we got loads of questions. What have we got?
A few people have been asking what the weight of the NAILER is.
Good question. It's about 4.3 kilograms. I think they're still doing some final. I think this is pretty much final, and that's the value that we've got on our initial bits of information. It does.
Personally, I'd stick one of the new 4 amp hour experts on that. Again, keeping the weight down.
You don't need the
You don't
high
need
power.
the high power one. So now you've got bi-turbo performance out of the battery, as well as the machine.
Look,
with it in a lightweight package.
I'm not a meaty tradesman, but that's fine. Okay, it's even though it's not as heavy as some others. There are heavier and lighter machines out there in the market, but again, a lot of it is based on balance. Just like that 2x 18 volt 9-inch grinder, the weight and balance of that's pretty good. And to be honest, it's many times it's going to be a lot about the performance, and I'm being blown away by the performance. Again, remember, this is an 18 volt, single 18 volt, gasless. So not gasless, but you know what I mean. It's not using compressed air. It's not pneumatic.
Cheaper to run.
Cheaper to run.
Sorry, I'm just going to load it up.
You can't help yourself.
I can't.
So is that you implying that you're gonna?
Yes,
you
I am.
want to run it?
I bought this. I've almost kicked over this massive piece of wood next to me. So yes, I'm definitely going to do a test. Hang on, I've got to put my safety glasses on, and you should all know what's coming right now.
Well, that's the point. We had the questionnaire, we had
Yeah,
the poll,
we did.
and everyone
So
insisted now.
I've been forced to wear these again by popular demand. Love you know.
Good.
There's not a single piece of wood in the workshop that Chris hasn't drilled loads of holes through. So we have to make do with a piece that he's pre-ruined.
it's a representative. Again, we're going to demonstrate this. We're going to be demonstrating this at the Screwfix Live. So come down, have a go if you like. Maybe I think that should be fair enough.
Yeah. So simple, one button on the back here to turn it on. I'll leave it on single fire. Get an idea of the sound of it. So offer it up. There you go.
That's in.
That's in. Maybe a little bit too in. I should use the fine adjustment on the top here. No, it's not attached to the desk. We're all right.
No, I was just seeing it's well in there.
Yeah. Bump fire?
I was going to say, before you do the bump fire, the machine has a sequential, but it's about 2 to 3 nails per second.
Yes.
And again, I think that's more than enough if you're doing your job correctly. Those are good glasses, mate.
They are great, aren't they?
I think more than enough. Obviously, it's got to be a little slower because it's got a lot of power. I can't remember what size nails are those you're putting in anyway? Do you know?
I think these are probably about 80s, something like that.
Cool.
It's not quite the maximum capacity, but it's close to it.
Cool. Okay. So, well, did you want to do what? Bump fire?
Yeah, I'll give that a go.
Go on then.
I'll do about 4 or 5. I could go quicker than that.
Yeah, but this is hardly an ideal place to do it. We're in a studio, and
yeah, I probably should have put hearing protection on from that as well, but
hey,
it's okay.
So, first fix nailer, 2 different variations. We are also going to be bringing something world first. It's going to be a first fix stapler.
Yes.
Another Tacker Holtz, but in the expert range. We don't have a sample, but trust me, that's going to be that was really good.
Yeah, the tendency is now over in in Europe, Central Europe, they tend to use something like that for drywall.
Yes,
I
and
believe.
there's a few people, obviously I think there's at least 1 or 2 people in the chat that are also interested in seeing if they can use it for EML here in the UK.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a really great product for us. Again, part of the new expert range. So hopefully, I think we're doing okay for time. Hopefully you've enjoyed looking at the nailer. Ella does want to ask some more questions. I'd imagine they're going to be about the nail. So let's leave it on the desk for now.
Yeah, I'm just going to take the nails out of it.
Before...
Can't be trusted.
Yeah, Dan can't be trusted. So Ella, what have we got?
Yeah, there still are quite a few questions about the nailer. So the first one is, does it have a rafter hook?
Oh, yes it does. What's on here? I thought it was a kickstand to start off with. But no, this little rafter hook pulls out the side there. And there you go. Maybe you can see that on the close-up.
Again, remember, this is still just a really sneaky peek. When we get closer to launch, yeah, that's
There
it.
you go. There you go.
Hopefully when we get closer to launch, what we'll do is
in
we'll
there.
go into a lot more detail.
Yeah. Plenty of. Yeah. Get that over after, no problem.
Yeah, no problems. Any more questions, Ella?
Yep, Jabberwock has asked, what degree is it? I'm guessing 30.
21 on
this one's
particular
21,
machine.
30 and
the other
34.
one 30 to 34. Yeah.
So, I mean, everything...
There's alternative magazines for them as well, longer, shorter ones, and different angles, I believe. For the D.
Remember, these are all samples, and obviously the launch is not going to happen until next year. There could be some changes, so I must make sure that's very clear. But again, we just wanted to make sure we show you some of this stuff.
Yes.
After we had the dealer event over in Germany, I think we were showing a lot of these, and we wanted to make sure that we got out there first to show you guys, our hardcore loyal fans, a sneak peek of these machines.
I think we beat Germany to it this time.
Maybe we did. Maybe we didn't. We'll find out. We'll find out.
Next question is, how long does it stay on for without use?
Usually they time out after about, I think it's about 10 minutes or so.
I think it's something like that. Yeah.
I haven't tried this one yet to see how long
It's-
it does time out though.
It's in the notes, but obviously because we have not, we haven't prepared in enough detail yet. We're still, it's really like sort of hot off the press, really.
Yeah.
We haven't gone into as much detail to find out all the things. But yes, I think it's.
This isn't a final product anyway.
I think it's actually an hour auto time off.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's longer than I thought.
Yeah.
But again, we haven't. I know with the other nailers we brought out the second fix, we had the on-off switch up here to counteract the fact it would time out.
Yeah.
Maybe they've just extended this to reduce the inconvenience.
The
of
norms,
putting it down
the norms
there.
have changed. So we'll be bringing out another generation of our nailers, second fix, and they won't have that function anymore because now you don't have to have this power off now. Apparently,
Okay. Right.
I believe. Don't quote me on that, but that's a reason why we're changing our new nailers.
So the hour power off is probably just to save battery power.
Yes.
Makes sense.
And lastly, for now, I just want to say thanks to Dave. He put in the chat that our standard screw fix is F14.
What? See, I like
At least
this.
we know where to go tomorrow then.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
If we get lost and we go to the wrong stand, we're blaming you, Dave. Okay, is that us done, Ella, for now?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Right, so very
Put
briefly,
this away.
yeah, put that away, unfortunately, very briefly. And we're not going to go into great detail here, but we did want to show some examples of how we're changing our interface. I've got it here, Dan. It's okay.
Oh, you got it already?
It's not another product.
Oh, yes.
Well, it is another product, but we're not going to go into much detail. I'm going to put a battery on because it
Yeah.
looks good.
I'm going to take these off now.
Oh, bless. Okay.
I just need to see. That's.
So Dan answered the question. I can't remember who asked it. We was talking about connectivity, for example. This is the kind of thing that we're doing for the expert products, that we are no longer needing the connectivity for some of the products. Instead, we're going to have a far more comprehensive control panel where you're going to have multiple buttons. Let's see if I can get that on to shot for you. It's always a bit hard. You might have to focus on this bit down here. You'll see, there we go. It's hard for you to see, but we've got multiple buttons. Each button can cycle through the LEDs here. We've got 5 different levels. There's speed, for example. This one's got auto slowdown. It's got automatic bolt release, and it has an auto stop function as well, which you can now dial in up to 5 different levels without needing to use an app.
No phone at all.
Yeah, exactly.
No device.
So much quicker to use, and it's very similar to our new flagship expert machine, which is going to be the EXSB 18V-150. No C now, but that had the older model, or the existing model, I should say, of our world's most powerful combi.
Yep.
That had electronic angle detect.
Yes.
But now you can adjust that via an interface instead of using the app.
He's so much quicker. Yeah, it's so much quicker to do like that.
That's right. Yes. Okay.
Plus the fact we've got an extra little bit of torque out of this as well.
Yeah, of course, yes. Yeah. Okay, right. So the camera's fixated on this for some reason, but
it belongs there.
yeah, there we are. We're back. But that's the important point here: is that although yes, connectivity is no longer going to be a hard focus for power tools, it will still stay for measuring tools.
Yep.
But instead, we've taken the opportunity to make it more user friendly by having more control puts on the actual tool itself, so you can do your job quicker. Yeah, less phone work.
From a evolution point of view, I think the connectivity was needed for us to push us down the avenues of these particular requirements for these machines.
Absolutely.
And the fact that we've managed to condense it now into just the control panel is fantastic.
Okay, now very briefly, I'm going to get a few out. Very briefly, I want to show a few products here. Okay.
There you go.
So just to make a point, that expert is not limited to just power tools.
It's not.
Okay, it's not limited just to the accessories we've got out there as well. But as an example, we're going to have some expert range electrical testers. Okay, so we're going to have a new multimeter. So this is going to be the EXDM 600-17. Okay. Okay, it's going to have additional features, which will be probably important for those out there. So we're going to be including things like temperature measurement.
Yep, it's got a K-probe adapter.
Via an adapter. Again,
Yep.
Remember, this is all teasers, so we could show you all the little bits, but we're not going to today. But temperature measurement, you can now do microamps. It will do LOS, and it will do diode testing as well.
Yes.
So that's what's going to differentiate this from the standard GDM. Okay. The next one is going to be something like this bad boy, which is going to be our new clamp. So an EXMC 600-17.
It's got an NCV on it, which the other one didn't. So this has got a non-contact voltage detector built into it as well.
That's right.
AC and DC.
Yeah, it's got a lot of additional features. So if you're a HVAC engineer, this is probably going to be the one you're looking for. It's going to give you things. It gives you DC current now up to 600 amp, which the other one only did AC.
K-probe as well on this.
Yeah, K-probes again, because it'll still do temperature. I think main things is you get stuff like inrush current and a lot of extra features, capacitance.
AC and DC on the clamp meter as well.
Exactly.
Which for automotive battery drain, this is the one you want. Anything like that.
So again, I know this one doesn't have any batteries in it. I know for a fact that many people are asking about features on the ones that we launched earlier this year, and we always had to say, yeah, we know we're bringing out new ones. Yes. So it's all in anticipation for the expert range.
We knew these ones were coming. It's just, yeah.
Oh, I can't say too much about this.
Keep quiet about them.
Yeah. How about this one? How about an 18-volt DTEC 200-176?
This is a lovely machine. Yeah.
There's a few things that, again, very top line again. It's going to be 18 volt, obviously. And it was my little compact battery. Where have I put the expert battery?
I don't know what you've done with it. You left it on the machine.
Yeah, of course I did. Yeah.
I took it away. It's my fault.
Okay. Oh, but it's just slightly too tall. Sorry about that.
There you
Okay, so 18-volt detect. Very similar specifications to the existing one. However, there's a few key features that are different. And one of the things is that this has a 3D imaging.
3D imaging.
3D imaging feature. We'll show that in a lot of great detail when we launch this product. Again, this is going to be next year, but that's a game changer as well.
Yes.
And obviously performs, I want to say performs really well, even up against some very stiff competition on tools that are a lot more expensive.
A lot more, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a really great addition
Even
to
the
our
3D
range.
wall scanning facility is something that you don't find in machines anywhere near the price point.
No, not at all. Okay, and then actually, do you know what? I'm going to grab this one as well because this is one that people have asked about
Oh, yes.
when we brought out the voltage testers. Okay, so that was the GVT 1000s. You can see that on the EXVT. Okay.
Why don't you
we
do
have a
one
screen.
with an LCD display?
That's right. So that's what
There
we
you
got
go.
here. Let me see if I can get that to light up. I'm just going to do a quick internal check. Okay.
Oh, your haptics as well.
All of it. But now you can see we've got a screen on the GVT as EXVT. Okay. And again, we will talk about all the additional features this offers, but this is obviously as an expert product is going to have more settings, more features. This one also has a non-contact voltage tester. There's a lot of extra features, not just the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get into more detail about our expert voltage testers again closer to release. But again, just wanted to point out.
We've got a really nice voltage testing box now that we can use on the live stream to show you
That's right, yes.
every feature on them.
And then lastly, again, in the measuring tool range, so many tools. We've even got a new addition, EXMM 3-17. This is 3 sensors. So you've got pin on the top. You've got the thermometer and a hygrometer sensor on the top, and
Contact.
you got
You've got a contact pad there to give you the moisture measurement if you don't want to damage the material.
All right, so if you want one device that does it all, then you're going to be wanting to go for the expert range of moisture meters. It's just so much to talk about.
Yes.
So it's going to be a really, really good year.
And we've only touched on a select few products that we actually got in the expert range.
That is
So,
true.
Again, keep an eye out on social media. You'll certainly see a few bits and pieces popping up. Alternatively, come along and have a chat with us.
Yeah, not everything will be with us at this event. We will definitely have a lot of machines. We will have some of the measuring tools. But again, feel free to come and have a chat with us about all these, what do you call it, technical goodness?
All juicy technical goodness.
That's right, yes. Okay, right. So there's one more thing we want to talk about. It's just about 7:25, so we're doing okay for time. We knew it was going to be a long live stream. Okay, so Ella, before we move on to the final part, have we got any final questions? No, it's not final questions.
Final question.
Have we got any more questions before we move on?
Yeah, we've got some questions that have come in that I've been saving just about some of the products that you've shown earlier on in the live.
Yeah.
So some questions about the 18-volt sander.
18 volt?
We had a 12-volt.
Sorry, 12-volt sander.
Sure.
What's the difference? Is the battery check button any easier? Sorry, ignore that.
Battery check button was on the 18, yeah.
Now this is a question about an 18-volt sander. What's the difference between the GX 18-volt 153 and the GEX 18-volt 155?
Sure. So that's... Oh, sorry, I jumped ahead of you there, mate.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, we didn't show that today. It's another expert product.
It is another expert product, yeah.
It's about 2 millimeters.
About 2 millimeters is the difference, yes. The 5 version has a 5 millimeter orbit, so more rapid removal of material. The 3 has a 3 millimeter orbit, so for slightly more gentle material removal.
Yeah, I was going to say, in my book, get the 5, it's more aggressive.
You can always turn the speed down. There you go.
Yeah.
That's the way.
Yeah, and a really good dust box.
Yeah.
Really good dust box
Yes.
on the Expert 5.
Yeah.
So
Which can also be bought as a spare part or an accessory to be fitted to your 3 should you desire a better dust box.
yeah, that's right.
We had a few questions about the planer. Does it come with a fence like the 4082C?
It has the facility to attach one. It has the bolt holes in the front. Our sample did not come with one, but I wouldn't know what the actual
Let us check,
Release
as
pack,
always,
we
let
can
us
check.
double check that. Let us check the scope of supply. I mean, maybe someone's happy to jump on the website and have a look for us. But we will double check and we'll put it in the comments below. But normally they would, I would reckon.
Yes,
They
usually
normally
they do.
would.
Yes.
The 18-volt ones
I'll
do.
be surprised if it doesn't.
Yes.
And one last question for now. The GDR 18-volt 230 isn't a super high draw tool. It's pretty much the exact same as the 220, so what's the point of it? What makes the 230 expert and the 220 not?
Okay.
It's the upgrade in the internal module. We've got a higher output in torques as well, another 10 Newton meters coming out of that machine. Same form function, however, the speed of the motor has been changed by the module, and the module's completely different.
And again, what differentiates it from the standard model will be the fact that extra functionality.
Yeah.
I mean, that is in itself an improvement, as we've discussed earlier, that it's much quicker and easier to use. You don't have to get the phone out. I mean, in certain cases, I can see that working well.
Sometimes these are going to be just only an ease of use upgrade for a machine. Sometimes they're a massive performance jump when it comes to new machines that are in that catalogue.
That's right, yeah.
Or that category.
So when you see some other tools that we'll be showing at this week, but also we'll be putting videos out, and we'll be doing a live stream again next year. Maybe we'll do one in December. We'll see. On these expert products, we can go into more detail showing where some products are completely brand new, they're the top of its class of its type of category products, and then you see other ones where you're seeing
we were already top of the
class, and we've made some minor improvements to make it an expert product. But what you'll see is across the vast majority of all these expert tools is a completely an offering, which means that this is going to be our best offering to the market. Okay, right. Okay, so hopefully we've done a reasonably good job of covering off all the batteries, and hopefully we've teased a little bit. We have quite a few more expert products that we could have shown, but we wanted to focus on a few. And if you joined the live stream earlier, you might have heard the reason why we've been able to do this is because last week we had a really big dealer event, the Bosch Pro Experience, and that was 2 days.
Yes, 2 packed days.
2 packed days, where we showed basically the launch of Expert. Okay, and so I think over the next coming weeks, days, months, you're going to see a lot of content coming from us, but also many of the dealers and our social media influencers globally that were at that event. So you're probably going to see a lot of extra content. But before we move on to the penultimate, the final products that we want to show, I think what we'll do is we'll run a video that's a little highlight, a recap of that Pro Experience Day. Okay.
Hallo und herzlich willkommen zur Bosch Pro Experience 2025.
Mehr als 2000 neue Produkte bis 2027.
Die einzelnen Stationen auf die Kürze betrachtet waren inhaltlich sehr wertvoll.
A mix from customers, trainers, agents, all unit to see this big launching.
Das hat mir extrem gefallen, die neue Akkugeneration, natürlich die Expert-Akkus und ganz speziell der Akkunagler. Mein absolutes Highlight der Experience war gestern Abend die Drohnenshow. Und jeder, mit dem ich gesprochen habe, hat mir gesagt, das war bisher das beste Event, was sie bei Bosch gemacht haben.
So, here we go, boys. Here we go. And we needed to rejig the studio very quickly,
yeah.
just to find a little space to sneak peek the L-BOXX Contractor. So, wow, finally here, finally. Now, we've had a lot of people asking about this, as you can imagine, and we wanted to do, again, a sneak peek at some of the range. So we've got here, we've got the set of three contractor, the three set contractor, which consists of obviously the three main boxes, and obviously the bottom one here is the one that sits on the wheels.
Yep, this is actually moulded into the wheels at the rear here, so this forms part of the trolley you carry it around with.
The what you can see from the main specifications is that this is going to be an IP rated system. So this is all 60. This system here that you're looking at is going to be IP65 rated.
Fully rubber sealed around the lids as well. So I'm assuming if you throw it in water, it's probably going to float.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend using it as a flotation device.
No.
But it is at least IP65, so it's ideal for your average UK summer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
things to point out, obviously significantly, to make it a little easier for us to work with. You can see on the side here, we have these reinforced metal sides that is ProClick accessory compatible.
Yep.
Okay, so you can clip those on. This is also going to be compatible with a wide range of Sortimo accessories. So if you're using things like the van racking system, for example.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, then that will also be able to, you'll be able to attach that to the sides of the racking here, so you can cinch it down when it's in your van.
Yeah, it comes with a small hook that literally drops in, little blue clasp and a drawstring, pulls it straight into the side of the van, nice and secure.
One thing that's very important to point out is the very simple way of removing these systems.
Yep.
Yep.
So simple.
So it's all one-handed work, isn't it?
It's literally just one-handed. I'll let you do it. There you go. Just lift the handle, which operates the red lever underneath it. No reaching around the sides like you do with the standard L-BOXXs.
No.
It's all in one piece of movement there.
Right, to slide them back on, essentially you just slide on the back, index it on the back lip, and then you just push it down, and then it locks the front. And then you see here, that's how it comes out. It's as simple as that. And that's the whole point. We wanted to make it make it a lot easier. The L-BOXX system's great with the clipping system on the sides, but it does require to use both hands to unclip it. It could be a bit fiddly, but
yeah,
single one-hand system works really well for us here. And
you'll find that on the middle section as well here, as well as the side handles here as well.
Yes, yes, obviously, really tough, rugged side handles. Okay, so when these are loaded up, and you can actually carry quite a lot of.
We got all of the T3 pretty much, other than the table saws. We got all of the T3 products in this for a recent event we did here on site. So, yeah. Yeah, the loading capacity actually is 100 kilos for the actual holding. The actual latching system itself can be rated up to I think it's 100, more than 100 actually. I think we quoted originally 100. I think it's something like 113. Yeah, I had someone ask me about that earlier on during the week. So yeah, again, a critical. Really high figure on that. That's
right, yeah. So there are more sets, but I'll just describe very quickly what the three ones we've got here. The first one on the top is the Contractor 170, so I can easily take that off. Okay, pop that to one side. This middle one is going to be the L-BOXX Contractor 322. It's got the same similar naming structure as the L-BOXX, so it's all about
cubic capacity,
or height. Yeah. Same thing again. That comes out as simple as that. Okay. And then finally, the final bottom one here.
Yeah, it's all one piece with the handle at the back here as well. You can see from the inside here, we've got the rubber strip that runs around the actual door, and inside here as well, we have the little caddy.
Yeah. So I think the final retail ones when they come out, we will have.
Two of those.
I think you might have I think there'll be different ones for different L-BOXXs. I think you get them with each type, and they simply just sit on the top there. We're not going to tip the Contractor over, but you can add it as additional tool
you can put
separations
two in there,
and stuff
or
there.
you can have one with one underneath, and just
Now, so this one is going to be, this one here is the final part, which is the contractor, or the L-BOXX Contractor 476, okay? Again, I'll pop it all back together very quickly. You'll see that you've got the ability, again, like you would expect. It's all good, high quality plastics. You have the ability here to put padlocks to lock individual sections, and then to put it all back together, just like I said before, you just need to slide it onto the back. Easier when it's on the ground, obviously. And then you clip it down. So what we could try and do gently, because we've had to raise up the whole contractor so you can actually see it. If I spin it round, or if we try and spin it round on the stand.
There we go. Got it?
There you go. Okay, so you've got your telescopic handle. Yep. And you can see we've got storage on the back here for other accessories.
There is a center lock level for that as well, although typically I can't find it. So, but that will drop all the way down to the bottom, and you've got areas at the back here to put your spirit levels or any other longer tools that you may need to store in the back of the back of the
I put levels in there, I put some of the really long SDS max drill bits, for example, but I'm sure you can find uses for these two different slots. Important to note, actually, when it's got the handle down like here, you can actually open the bottom contractor box. So we've obviously had that with some of our other machines, other boxes, where if you stack the L-BOXXs on top of each other, then you obviously can't open the lids. But we've obviously thought of that with the contractor, so it doesn't matter, you can open each individual layer. But bear in mind, if you are opening the lid, make sure you don't detach the machine. You have to hold it by the lid, not the handle. Yeah. Okay, also I'll spin it around one more time.
Pop a rubberized wheels on
there. Yes, just should mention the wheels.
Really, really tough. And again, you've even got those clips at the back here for the Pro Click system.
That's right, yes. Now, if I spin it around to the front very quickly, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lower it quickly. You've got an L-BOXX behind you on that corner. So compatibility between the contractor and the existing, and it's still going to stay remaining L-BOXX system is fine. The contractor lids are compatible with all the Sortimo click systems. So the L-BOXXs or the tote bag, they'll all click on here.
The radio.
That's right.
Perfect.
Yes, that is true.
The big radio fit on there, no problems at all.
Now I'm going to take that off for a very quick second because. Do you want to pass me that?
Yep, I'll grab you that one there. I knew I brought this in here for a reason.
That's right. Because we get questions about this as well, so we want to make sure it's fully compatible.
So the EXAL box,
yes,
or the other machine we've got down there, which is a larger EXAL box, actually drops onto the top here. Doesn't clip in. A bit closer. There you go. It doesn't actually clip in, but it does lock in there as well. So again, perfectly secure. Should you be moving stuff around on the trolley?
Yeah. It'll just stop it from stop it from sliding off. There's a couple of little indents on the corners there
that wasn't quite locked in,
stops the L-BOXX from coming off. But again, it just literally lifts off.
Yeah.
Right. So if you really wanted to, you could have
another L-BOXX on top of that,
and then you can slide the L-BOXXs on top of there if you wanted to. So you've got loads of functionality, and you can adapt it however you see fit. But honestly, that's a lot, even with just the set of 3 contractors. That's a remarkable amount of storage
capacity in there, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so let's see if I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do this, but let's have a look. What do you reckon, Ollie? Have we got some of the other videos that we can play? Yep, cool. So there are a couple others. You can see here. Danny, you've been blocked out, mate. But you can see. There we go. Yeah, we're in. So you can see here we've got the 3 drawer system, so you can customize it how you'd like.
That works with the L-BOXX inlays as well. You can see from that middle drawer there. So you can pop a tool in there.
Yeah,
there's little handles stop the doors from opening.
Yeah, really simple. I think we do a little quick test here just to show. Yep.
Yeah.
So we've, and also you can padlock it. This one is going to be the one that obviously is for the contractor rack system, and you can see here on the top there you've got the contractor crate.
Oh, that's something we don't have yet, but we're really looking forward to getting hold of. So we've got a backpack.
Yeah, the contractor backpack. Now, I think the design is still TBC, but you can get a good idea here from this early sample.
I'd love it if it came with all that stuff in it.
Yep, exactly. So you can see that it's all set up for, say, for example, your hand tools. You can put your laptops in the back, other electronics. In the front, you've also got places for, say, your safety glasses.
Yep.
Who uses
Sandwiches.
Sandwiches. And also, as you can see on the bottom there, you can clip it onto your L-BOXX system. And if you are using a hard hat, then this is more than enough capacity there to take a standard hard hat and clip it in like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, it's something that everyone has been asking for, that we need to have a complete system. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that you will like the new contractor system. Again, this is something that is going to be available very soon, actually. I'm not sure at this stage, we're not sure which of our dealers is going to be selling the contractor series for us.
Bear in mind, this is launch wave 1.
That's right.
So that would kind of suggest there's going to be more, which I should imagine there will be. But yeah, we'll be bringing them to you as soon as we can.
That's right, yes. So hopefully that was a nice sneak peek. I mean, you guys have been asking a lot of questions. Contractor, contractor,
Yes.
contractor. And as you said, because we had the opportunity, they were everywhere at the dealer event over in Germany. So we couldn't fail but bring one home with us to make sure you guys could at least see one physically, well, virtually. And hopefully what we'll be able to do is, closer to launch, we'll do a more in-depth video and more importantly show you the 3-drawer system, the L-BOXX rack system, the crate, and that backpack that we did a video of. So, okay, Ella, any last few questions?
Yep, there are a few last questions about this L-BOXX system. So will it have a wheel box which opens as a drawer?
I know what you mean. At the moment, well, at the moment, not yet.
No, not in wave 1
Not in wave
currently. But that would be very good to be able to use all this for a drawer system. As well, its tendency is to load up a drawer system with quite a lot of heavy things. So it would make sense to have that on the bottom of a rolling stack anyway. So yeah, quite possibly in the next wave. We don't know anything about the next wave yet. We've not been shown anything. Again, we've only just really been shown this one. But yeah, it would be nice to see that. But so when people suggest these things on the live stream, people listen. People in design teams over in Germany are watching the live streams as well, and they pick up on what you say, and it all goes into consideration when it comes to thinking about new concepts for things like these. So yeah,
Absolutely, yeah. So again, if you've got some ideas, let us know. Yeah.
definitely.
Hello. Any few more last questions?
Yep, the next question is, what is the handle height when pulled out to the max?
Good question.
On your tape measure.
You got a tape measure or a laser measure? We haven't got any expert laser measures.
Let's have a look. Don't know. Find out for you.
I would say
We'll measure it for you. Oh, hang on. I had a tape measure to hand.
it's over a metre. I'd say probably metre 20.
From the ground or
Yeah, from the actual base of the machine.
Yeah.
I'd say about a metre 20, but I'll have to check on that.
Yeah, I mean, I've loaded our example quite high because I was trying to prove a point. I think it was for a TikTok, and I had quite a stack of L-BOXXs. It was up to about this height, and the handle was still usable. It was getting to the limit of what I was happy to use it, safe to use it for. But at the moment, as I say, what did you say, about a metre?
Yeah,
But
about metre
more
20.
than
I think
enough.
it's more than a metre, but yeah, but not by much.
But then again, my question would be: I'll be curious to know why. What's the what you're looking for? Are you looking for less, more, or what's the reason for wanting to know the height of the handle? Obviously, it's fully telescopic all the way down to the bottom, so you can pack it nice and small.
Phil Edwards is in the chat and he has asked, is there any concept for dust extraction compatibility to the contractor system?
Yeah, I asked that question while I was there. They're definitely looking at the idea of having some form of nice compact dust extraction unit that then could sit on top of a contractor style box.
Yes,
So
it
you
would
could
be nice.
have. So yeah, we already kind of know what you're talking about, and they are definitely discussing it. But again, first wave, let's get the contractor boxes out there, and then develop it as we go forward.
That's good to hear from you, Phil.
The next question is, will there be any accessories?
I'm hoping to see some hand tool inlays.
Yes, well, that would be really nice. The drawer section does have the same pull-out function as the older L-BOXX system with the individual coloured compartments. So they have that as well for you to put little nuts, bolts, screws, whatever in there. But that obviously comes with the drawer that comes with that piece of kit. We don't have that piece of kit here.
Yeah.
And then the last question is, will this system be at Screwfix Live?
No, again, this is brand new. We've really only just presented it. As you can see, first time in the UK, we've done a sneak peek presenting this, and we're kind of not really doing the full presentation today. We just want to do a sneak peek. It won't be available at Screwfix. This won't be, I'm not exactly sure exactly when this is going to be officially for sale. We are already working with our distribution to get it to market as soon as possible. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that means in certain dealers you might be able to purchase it this year. Fingers crossed,
Right. Yeah.
guys. But
That's sooner than I thought.
yeah. Otherwise, I think it might be next year, really early, like January or something like that. But again, not to be confirmed at all on the dates. Pricing the same thing as well. That it's still being rolled out.
Too early for that.
As I said, the dealers for the most part, the first time they got to really see these products was last week. So we'll see who's going to take it up and who's going to sell it.
That was the final question.
Oh, was the final one? Oh my God! Right. Okay. So done it again.
Yep.
Just shy of 3 hours. Impeccable timekeeping.
It's not bad. 3 minutes shorter than the last one.
Oh.
But by the time you finish, it'll be the same.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
So, hopefully you've enjoyed this very, very special live stream.
It's been a lot more special than I thought it was
That's
going to be.
right. Danny and I have worked extremely hard to try and get these products in front of you today. I think we might be even first officially to present these tools.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Now, don't get us in trouble. Okay. Remember, this was a sneak peek.
Keep it shh.
Yeah. Keep it shush. Keep it shush. Don't tell your friends. No, tell all your friends.
Tell all your
But again, bear in mind, a lot of the products you saw today, especially the expert stuff, will not be available to purchase until next year. I'm hoping early next year. So it's just to whet your appetite. So start saving. If you're in the market for something, still start saving. Skip Christmas for the kids. Right? Treat yourself. Save up for those expert products in the new year, okay? And obviously, Danny and I and the rest of the Bosch Professional Live UK team will be back to present these tools in their completeness closer to launch. So hopefully we'll see you later this year on that topic. But otherwise, I think, Dan, we'll do another live stream in a month.
I think so. Yes.
I think it's
plenty more stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I think again we're going to be aiming for roughly the 29th. I think it's 29th is the last Wednesday of October.
Right. Yeah.
So we'll try and do another live stream then. What topic I don't know yet.
No.
So we'll find out. Let us know what you'd like us to do the next live
Pop
stream
anything
on.
down in the chat that you.
Okay. Can't be expert. Okay, you've had your expert
No,
for the
that's
year. But let us know what you think you would like us to talk about. See if we can factor that in. Otherwise, thank you from me.
Thank you for me.
And thanks from me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye, guys.